Hey there, everybody on YouTube. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Let's get it started here. The SoCo Show live, starting up right now. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the SoCo Show. It's episode number 183, and we are live. This, of course, is the voice and the face of the co-host, Cody Michael. I'm joined, as always, by the so-host, Seth Ott.
I'm here.
Excellent entrance, as always. And we also got the bro host in the house.
At Jared Buckendall.
I'm here.
I do that same entrance every week, even when we're not on camera. I still do that.
Oh, what, you pop up?
Yeah.
I'm here. Yeah, I will apologize. There was
every week,
there might have been an echo because my volume was on. So
yeah, I think I did that too. That's probably really confusing to people in the comments.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
SoCo Show.
Yeah.
All right, let's restart.
Welcome in, everybody. Let's see who we got in the comments. We got Elias is here. Art is here. Welcome, guys. We got Mr. I100. What's up? Mike V's going from 6 to midnight. You love to see it. My little brother Kyle is in the chat as well. Great to have y'all in. We're really excited about the show this evening. Make sure you guys drop a like while you're here, somewhere down there on the J-Buck Studios page here. That really helps us out. And we appreciate you guys joining us. We're going to have some fun tonight. Going to be some good stuff. How are you guys doing? I feel like we kind of, this is a little bit of a peek behind the curtain. We kind of all got in here like really at the last second to start the show. So we didn't get to do much catching up. How are you guys doing today? Are you guys having an all right day?
I mean, it's funny because I brought up a topic literally 2 minutes before we started, and you guys were like, "Oh, so that's your day. That's the kind of day you've been having." So I don't know. I'm always running around. Like, one thing, do you guys ever get like super anxious and just like start sweating because you're like trying to get a task done before a deadline? Yeah, that was all day today. Literally, I'm the stinky kid in class right now.
At least yours was from like stress from working. I'm sweaty just because I didn't shower today. Hashtag home. What's up?
Yeah.
You get sweaty the less you shower?
Well, I'm just not a naturally very sweaty guy, and I'm also incredibly sedentary. So it's not like I did anything that would work up a sweat today.
It's probably not like sweat. It's probably body balm that's created from not showering.
Oh, you just scrape it off, put it in the Burt's Bee and sells it. Body balm.
You know Salt Bae when he carves that layer off.
That co-stank gets shredded off.
Give me some of them elbow flakes, sir.
Oh, that's nasty.
Oh, wow. Elbow flakes, by the way, best with almond milk.
Oh, no.
Oh, holy shit. Let's see out here. Oh, Dan's saying I'm quiet.
We got the fucking levels guy in the chat every single live show.
Yeah,
Seth's
Dan
quiet, Cody's
in the house.
quiet.
Yeah, Dan, let us know if we're okay. This is the one I want to focus on right here. This is a good one.
Yeah, this is the best way to consume the SoCo Show. Lindsay Monday out there firing up the Rex. We love to see it.
Or to perform it.
NPA, I cannot believe we have NPA on the show today. These guys are NPA and also Jared's sister Jill are in Austin, Texas, dealing with the snowpocalypse. Jared just told us a story about what was happening to you guys today, and holy shit, we are so glad you guys are okay. And I can't believe you're in here.
I imagine for them to have. Yeah, I imagine for them to have power, one of them's like running on a treadmill watching just to get it going.
I remember back when the derecho happened, I was watching J-Buck live for a few weeks just off my cell data. Like, my phone hooked up to one of those battery packs on the last thing. So, I honestly, like, that was one of the few things that kind of gave me some normalcy. So I hope we're providing that for anyone else in Texas.
Yeah, hopefully.
There you go. Shouts out to the Texans. Stay tough down there. That shit sucks. And good luck to y'all. Good luck to y'all.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Jill coming in here saying what had happened, essentially.
Yeah, holy cow.
Yeah.
3 days without power. That would have been plenty for me. I'm weak, so that would have done me in. But yeah, carbon monoxide has apparently become an issue.
The one time we didn't have power for like 4 hours when we first lived together, we ate all of our food because we're like, it's gonna all go bad.
We need to eat it all now.
The first thing was we ate the ice cream immediately. And then the other thing I remember from that day is, and this was all like afternoon, it was the summertime. We were not even unsafe. But I remember I honestly did not know and had to ask Seth if we could use the toilet.
You couldn't flush the toilet?
Yeah, I just didn't. I didn't think enough about it. The answer is yes, as I'm sure NPA and Jill know. But big shouts out to you guys. Glad you're doing okay. If you get a chance, hop the next plane with Ted Cruz and go to the Caribbean for a little bit. That seems like a better place to be.
Although too, I did hear because of the frozen pipes and whatnot, there has been a lack of running water there too. So there is a potential you might not even be able to poop or pee.
Yeah.
Oh, yikes. Well, you can poop or pee. You're just going to have to hang out with it.
Pick a designated corner in your apartment.
Get the poop corner.
Yep, poop corner.
Ooh. Yikes. Oh, man. Who else is in the Abby's in the chat. What's up, Abby? I don't know if I said hey to you.
Abby!
Let's see who's all in here. We got a pretty fun crew here tonight. I'm excited.
Yeah, Mr. I-100. Can't forget about him.
I-100. Yes. I-100's got power, so that's good. That's good. I don't know where I-100 is, so...
He's in Texas.
I don't know if that's surprising. Oh, he is. Oh, well, good. Glad you got the power on.
Mm-hmm.
Jared's drinking out of a classic Thursday night mug night classic right there.
For people who are watching, this was a staple every Thursday evening in college amongst us three. We would go out and get buck wild.
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm. Did you ever clip it to you? Did you ever have that?
On the belt?
Yeah, you have a carabiner and you clip it to the belt while you make. That's when you know you're next level, man.
Oh man, you were an alcoholic.
You were an alcoholic.
Oh yeah, I'm amazed I didn't die.
No, I mean, basically, the thing that I would love is, Thursdays, obviously you take the mug out, but then they do sips o'clock. You just grab them all and just pour whatever liquid in, and it's a mixture of Dirty Shirley's and tequila.
Those were the days. I couldn't. I would die immediately. Shouts out, by the way, to Mike V in the chat, who literally carried me home on my 21st birthday, which was a mug night. That's a fun memory I don't have. Kyle wants mentioned again, so hey little brother. I'm glad to have you in the chat here. Yeah, Dan knows what I'm talking about. You throw it through the belt. All right, let's see. We got a lot to get to. Kevin's in the house. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Kevin was actually a bartender at Patty's back in the day.
So we have you to thank for this.
Yeah, he was the one that was helping the habits, I guess.
Wow. Well, we appreciate your contribution to our dead brain cells, Kevin. Man. All right, let's see here. We got a lot of stuff to get into, so we better jump into the show, and we're going to get things started like we have been for a while. We got to get nice and titillated with our titillating topics.
Titillating topics. Man, I forgot how the show works. I don't have a Chic tweet. I don't have the topics yet. I don't even remember what we do on this show.
What were you doing before this?
Sleep at the wheel.
I was scrambling. I was watching TV and then, lost track of time.
I got a feeling that's the whole story.
Yep, that was it.
All right, we're gonna boot up the titillator here. Gonna pull 5 topics and we'll go ahead and discuss them. All right, we're gonna go ahead and hit the titillator. In 3, 2.
You counted way too slow, dude. The titillator don't wait.
Yeah.
1.
One.
There you go. All right. Our 5 topics that we're going to titillate are bread, vegetables, dance. So we go from one thing Cody loves to probably the thing Cody hates the most in this world.
What, bread to dancing?
No, dance to
Vegetables.
Snakes.
Oh, snakes!
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
And then something we discussed, I think this might have been on our list last week, so we can cross it off, but it was clowns for the 5th one. But I think we talked about that last week.
We did have clowns. I thought you were going to say pork, and I got about 20 more minutes on pork.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess we'll save it.
Yeah, welcome to the
20
Pork Cast.
20 more minutes on pork would be the title of this week's episode.
What was so it was dance, vegetables,
Bread.
what was the first one?
Bread.
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 Okay, that triggered an immediate thought. I feel like, okay, do you remember the Oprah "I Love Bread" commercial?
Bread. I love bread.
Okay,
Wait,
you do.
what?
Okay,
I
you don't
love
know about
bread.
this?
Was it
I
a
love
Wonder
bread.
Bread commercial?
No, it was
It's
Weight Watchers.
Yeah, it was a Weight Watchers commercial about how you could
like
eat bread
eat
and still
carbs.
lose weight.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you actually not seen this? Because that's the thing I was going to say was I remember seeing it one time on Hulu and then I never saw it again.
I
And
saw it
I hear about a
1,000
lot of
times.
people- Really? I don't know why I
Yeah.
didn't.
Weird.
Well, that was also back when you were losing weight. So maybe that was a targeted thing. But
I don't know. A lot of people, it's a GIF.
that's the thing is, yeah, I hear about it a lot, but I haven't seen it. I have this video. Is that something we can do, Jared? Can we play a video?
yeah, we
through
can do
this?
it.
Is that going to work?
I don't think
Okay, give me
Oprah's
the-
going to come after us. If so, more power to her.
Yeah, that would be pretty silly of Oprah. Hold on one sec.
So this, like, okay, in my mind, Weight Watchers is like early 2000s. Like, when was this?
Oh, this was like 2015 or 16.
Yeah, we were living
Jeez.
together.
Okay, then I
Yeah.
am way off there.
Okay, let's check out Oprah here. Hopefully you got the audio too.
I love bread.
This is the joy for me. I love bread. I love bread.
This is the slow version. This isn't the actual
no.
commercial. This is creepy. I don't like that.
Okay, we got to get rid of Oprah. But she goes on for a while. I love bread. I love bread.
I
She's
love
really excited
bread.
about it the whole
I
time.
love bread.
Did
She
the
does that.
script say I love bread, improvise?
Just say it again.
Just say it again.
I don't even think it was supposed to be a Weight Watchers commercial. I think they just said, Oprah, like, what are you passionate about? And she just launched into that. I think that's fair. I might have gone with pasta if it were me, though.
Hey, a nice pasta.
You know what, though? Dance brings up another thought for me. So I'll talk about it a little bit later on. But Seth and I were together over the weekend with some other friends from Dub H, where we also met Jared. And we went back and watched some old shows and old dances. And I got to say, Jared, your stuff specifically holds up pretty fucking well. I don't think you realize how good our performances actually were. Like, our choreo was pretty tight. You and Jill always did a pretty good job with this.
Yeah. Surprisingly, when I picked Seth up from the airport, that was like one of the first things he said, and I was like the all guys one, because he said Men in Black, and I remember us all wearing suits for that one, and then I realized, oh, it was the '90s and Men in Black mixture dance and stuff. I don't know. I mean, it was always fun. It's so weird to look back that I literally had no dance experience before Dub H, and then I'm like, oh, I love this and everything, and then obviously with a lot of help from Jill, I couldn't teach worth shit. I was the idea man. For sure. But that's that. I mean, thank you for saying that ours holds up. So that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, those ones were always a blast. Shouts out to Jill in the chat. If you're not aware of when we were at Iowa State, we were in a hip hop club. I'm actually wearing the shirt now.
I'm wearing the sweatpants actually.
I'm wearing the jacket.
Nice. You never get out of it. That's the thing. Shouts out to the old ass Dub H'ers with bad knees now in the chat. Shouts out to you guys. I went back. The other funny thing that I realized this is still true about me, but I was really fucking pretentious about my dancing back then. We were going through some of like the speeches and shit that I gave in the videos and stuff that I made. And it was,
I'm the best. I'm the president of this dance club.
I took it pretty seriously, unnecessarily.
Well, it is funny to look back because I mean, I haven't watched many of the dances, but just remembering back, it's like, well, your dance, I'm going to be up front the whole time. And now looking back, it's like, I'd probably do it different where it's like, I'm going to give the spotlight to more people. But that was always the thing is like, no, I did this. I'm going to show it off.
Yep. That was always my thing was like, oh, none of you guys worked as much as I did at this. So I don't care if anyone's better than me. Fuck you guys. Yeah. Dan and Lindsay pretty quick to agree with me on the pretentiousness. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Abby's got her Dub H sweatpants. You never get rid of them. They're not even very good sweatpants, frankly. I mean,
no, they
I have better quality sweatpants, but I just can't bring myself to get rid of them. Oh man. Oof. What do we talk? We talked a little bit of dance and a little bit of bread. That sounds like a pretty good day to me. I feel properly titillated. What do you guys think? You guys think we move on
Bread.
from the titillator?
Quack, quack, quack. I'm a duck. Give me some bread. Yeah, we're
There
good.
it is. All right. We're good on the titillator. That was titillating topics.
Titillating topics.
Alrighty, folks. We're going to move on. I actually forgot to do this a second ago. So we're going to go to Chic Tweets, and then we're going to come back and give you guys a chance to ask any audience questions. We didn't have any come in on Twitter. The Twitter queue is dry. So take the next few minutes while we're doing Chic Tweets to drop some questions in the comment box, and we'll see if we can answer a couple of them. But before we do that, let's get to some Chic Tweets.
I call you a punk.
All right, got a couple Chic tweets from this week. I sneakily found them while we were going over the tits.
You sneaky bitch.
All right, so Valentine's Day was this week. Iron Chic, from a series of tweets, is clearly not a fan. So we'll start with the first one. Here's his thoughts on Valentine's Day. He says, "Roses are the red, the violets are the blue. The Valentine's Day is for jabronis, so go fuck yourself too." Snaps.
Snaps.
That's good. You didn't know Chic was a poet. You didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we did, but most people.
He's a lyrical genius, that man.
He's a legend of the pen. And then we have another, and this is just a random one. He must have been still fed up from Valentine's Day, so he was a little testy apparently on the phone with some customer service reps. He says, "Customer service, you dumb son of a bitch! You put the legend on hold again. I swear to the Jesus, I break your fucking neck, suplex you, you low life piece of garbage."
All right. You know
Direct
what?
TV.
I guarantee you, he was on the phone with American Airlines. That's who he was talking to. Those motherfuckers.
You know what?
Cheeky baby having a hard time.
That brings up an interesting thing of like, I mean, it's got to happen quite a bit. Like, you know, obviously celebrities are just normal people. Like being on hold. If you're someone and you're like, Mr. Chic is on the phone, like, are you like, holy crap, it's the Iron Chic? Or is it just a thing where only the three of us really know who he is still is?
He probably has like a name, I would imagine. And
Yeah, it's
and
Mr.
he's,
Chic.
Like, Bob Jones or whatever.
Bob
But I also think
It's Earth, comma legend.
there
His
it
middle
is,
name's
Earth
of
Legend.
the.
He probably has like an assistant that would do that type of stuff for him, or if not him, then someone who's really famous would. I can't imagine like
know.
Tom Cruise sitting on hold. That would really surprise me.
I don't-
But I don't.
I don't think
You don't think
Chic has an assistant.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't
The
think
only
that?
assistant he might have is like the person who works at the old person's home who gives him his lunch. But I don't think that Chic has an assistant. He goes to like he goes to like wrestling conventions when there was those and like signs autographs. Like he doesn't.
So that's essentially like his main source of income, probably.
Yeah, I mean, other than what he had saved from back in the day. But yeah, that's what like older wrestlers do after they retire and can't wrestle anymore, don't have other jobs. They just go to these conventions, which that's great. That's money you get to sit there and sign autographs. But I don't think that's assistant money.
Maybe not. You're right. That's fair. Shit. A thought came up about the Chic, and I've forgotten it. So we're gonna move on. But I gotta call out. Kevin's comment here. He says, "Dub H, oh boy." And from the perspective of the bar staff, I'm sure we were a goddamn nightmare, on par with the Salt Kids, which is hilarious because they were pretty much the opposite of us. Oh my gosh. Oof, that's a good laugh. So the Chic was complaining about Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
I think I told you guys a little bit about this earlier this week, but Gina and I did our entire Valentine's Day on Monday, the 15th this year. And guys, if you have not tried this, do it, because I know it's great to do everything on Valentine's Day and celebrate the day and all that, but this year we couldn't. I was traveling that day. And so the next day I went and I got chocolate and I got flowers, both of which were on sale. And then we went out to dinner at one of the nicer restaurants here in town, and there was nobody there because it was Monday the 15th of February. So of course no one was there, and we had an amazing time. It was like such a good. It's not like you're trying to be in a crowd anyway on Valentine's Day, and so I would offer up that piece of advice for folks. Wait till the next day on Valentine's Day, and you have a pretty good chance of having a better time. So that would be my advice back to the Chic, since he doesn't like V-Day quite so much.
I mean, or just don't celebrate Valentine's Day with another person. Just do it yourself. Eat all the chocolate yourself. Maybe get a couple of recreationals, bottle of wine.
Actually, I mentioned this. Cody, you had just obviously mentioned yours. Mine, I was very hungry, and we had 2 boxes of chocolate, and I just was like, nom, 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 nom. Don't mix a box of chocolate and red wine. That's all I'm going to say, because that came right back up. So that was my Valentine's Day.
Ooh. That's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, NPA's agreeing with Chef here. You know how to do it on Valentine's Day. Love yourself. And I think Pornhub Premium goes on sale on Valentine's Day too, so you can jump on that sale. It's still have a pretty solid.
Some OnlyFans deals too,
Yeah,
the good thing is
nice.
like Pornhub, it's like you can pay for a day, you can pay for a week. There's also a 5-minute option, and usually that's the most the one that they sell the most of.
Hey man,
Yep.
you could probably divide that by like 6, and I'd be fine.
I was gonna say, the 3 of us share those 5 minutes just to keep costs down.
Send a text. All right, there's 337 remaining.
Go.
Go. Here's the password.
1735 of that one. Jump to that time code.
Oh, holy shit, man, that is funny. I apologize in advance. I think I'm going to butcher the pronunciation of your name, but Nawaf is surprised to see that Jared has friends. So yeah, believe it or not, we are actually buds.
I think that's
and we
Mr.
hang out even
Waffle.
outside this.
I think that's Waffle
Mr.
Man
Waffle?
from TikTok.
And if you say his name backwards,
Waffle
then you
Man from
disappear.
Yep. Don't say it backwards. It'll disappear.
Good thing I can't. Good thing I can't read that backwards. Wow. Alrighty. Yeah, I agree. Mr. I-100 agrees with Co. Wait till the day after. You guys are going to enjoy that a lot. So a little bit of free advice to go along with your Chic tweets this week.
I call you a punk.
Alrighty. I don't see any questions popping up in the chat, but I'm going to repurpose Reaction Life's item here into a question. He says, Warner Media is genius and living in 3012 with the theater and HBO Max simultaneous release. Do you guys agree? Do you think that's been a good model for them? Have you enjoyed seeing things like Judas and the Black Messiah this last weekend with the simultaneous release? Do you think that's going to continue to be a good strategy for them?
I don't know if it'll continue. I like it because it gives me flexibility. Like you said, we were traveling, so I was lazy and didn't feel like going to the theater after we were traveling, and so I watched Judas at home. But like this weekend, I'm gonna go see Nomadland, which will be on Hulu, which they're doing a similar thing where it's free on Hulu and be in the theaters. Just because now I'm like, okay, I have more free time to do it. So, and I'd rather see it in the theater. So Judas is one I wish I kind of would have saw in the theater, which we'll talk later, but I still enjoyed it. But yeah, I like that model just because it's more flexible for me. And if there's a movie that doesn't have a great rating or doesn't have great reviews or whatever, or it's middling, I can watch it at home and not have to go take a trip or pay for it.
Yeah, I like that. J-Buck, you watch quite a few things at home because the screeners you get, and you just did that with kind of the festival, and you'll do it again in a month or so. Is that an okay experience for you? Do you like seeing the same day release on digital?
Yeah, so originally when HBO Max said that, I was like, well, that's foolish. They're going to miss out on a lot of monies and whatnot, which, again, we're not seeing their books. But I do really like what they're doing because, again, what Seth had just said, where it's like I can essentially make my own schedule. Like sometimes theaters, it's like, oh, we don't have a showing until 12:10. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do for 3 hours until I wait for this movie to show up? As like now I can wake up and, like 8 o'clock on a Saturday, watch a movie with some waffles or something, make a day out of it. Really treat myself. And I think that
Movies and waffles.
Yeah, movies and waffles. Come on, people.
That's the name of your new podcast.
Yeah, movies and waffles. Yeah. Oh man, that'd be a great brunch themed podcast. There we go.
Actually, that sounded like a dumbass idea right away, and it's the more you think about it,
I just
that actually
pictured
sounds
something
kinda
in
cool.
my head, actually.
Yeah, that's
It's
actually
an
a good
interview
idea.
setting, and you're just eating some
Yep.
waffle. We'll circle back to
Yeah,
that. Well, maybe maybe a new show coming out of J-Buck Studios here.
I'm curious on how long HBO Max will do this. But what they are doing, I think that they made a smart move because people are talking about their movies. People are watching their movies at home. I'm curious about, once we get into maybe April, May, June, when more movies are coming to the movie theater, then we'll see how that's really working out. If people are going out to see, Cruella and these other ones, or they're like, no, I'm going to watch these HBO Max ones at home.
The only thing that I would see, though, is that it's going to end up going up pretty high eventually. If they keep doing this model and...
Oh, price-wise?
Yeah, HBO
Yeah.
Max will go up to $25-$30 a month. If people keep watching these movies at home, they're going to make it reflect a price of a movie ticket at the very least.
They could, they
or
would probably
multiple
do
movie
that.
tickets.
Or they could do this weird thing where it's like, hey, here's a split HBO Max where it's like you pay the normal price, but you don't get any of these first release run movies.
Surcharge it for a few bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say this: if HBO Max doubled to $30 a month, I would keep it, and I'd probably get rid of something else to keep my budget where it is. But I would keep HBO Max. HBO Max is probably my favorite thing going right now. I'm also, to Dan's point, I'm paying for like a dozen people to have HBO Max.
Yeah.
So it's really not bad for
What-
you
Yeah,
guys.
you should probably not get rid of that.
What if they did do, though, like a $15 a month to keep your HBO TV content, your normal HBO Max content, and then another $15 a month to do the new release movies? Would you do that?
I'd have to look at the movie schedule, but probably yes.
What if it's only
At
one
least in
movie
the
a
short
month?
term.
Like, you could still go see it in the theater, or you can see it at home. There's only one a month. Yeah.
Well, if my theater was open, that would become way less attractive to me because I
Yep.
would way rather. My theater's right down the road, so I'd
Yep.
way rather go there. But while my theater's closed, I'd consider that at least. That'd probably be close to about what I'd be willing to spend to see new stuff each month.
I mean, I think it would then come to a point where, we joke that we're all reaping the benefits of yours. I think then that's when, even with any and all streaming services, that's when you get like 5 friends together and each one buys one, but you're, sharing or pitching in money. I don't know. That's just, kind of spread the wealth there.
Yeah. It's
And the wealth's name is
socialism.
Cody.
I am the wealth. I'm okay with that. Yeah, Reaction Life, I agree with you. I'll pay whatever price for HBO. To me, if I only had one streaming service, that would be it. They've just got the best content. Even their new stuff that they're putting out is really good, and their movie library stays awesome all the time. So I would agree with that one.
I would
I don't know
totally
if they're
pay.
going to keep this. He also asked if he thinks this deal will stick around into next year. I don't know, because like I said, I don't see it being very practical after the theaters open back up for myself. So I don't really know if it stays forever, but I'm digging it right now.
Mm-hmm.
What were you saying, Seth?
Jen is coming in too and saying the opposite, actually, saying that is not what she wants.
And I think if you're someone who is more of a movie fan, I think that makes a lot of sense. HBO is, for the most part, other than these one movie a month that they're putting out, you're just getting old movies that have been out for 6 months or so or whatever. They've had a few like HBO Max originals, like Let Them All Talk. That was pretty good. But I think HBO has been and always will be the TV and limited series, and I would pay $15 a month just to watch Succession. That show is the best show on TV right now.
Yeah. I pay it just for John Oliver, which is why I got HBO in the first place. And he's back, actually, as of last weekend. Jared, you're going to need to scroll up for a second here to get back to this question so we can move on from HBO Max. Where is this question? Yeah, NPA at 626 asks, who would win in a cage match between Ted Cruz and Seth Plot? Seth, you want to drop a promo for Ted Cruz right now?
Well, that's the thing, though. It's going to be a trick question. He's not going against me. I'm going to come out down the ramp and be like, whoa, Ted Cruz. Hold on a second. I got my boy in the back. He's coming to take you out. And then, boom, Barack Obama comes out and whoops his ass with a steel chair.
Dude, you know Barry would whoop that ass.
Oh, fuck
too.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah. He'd
He's
dunk on him.
been-
back
streets.
just coming down the ramp.
It would be like the Monstars when they turned Michael Jordan into a basketball. He would do that to Ted Cruz and slam him through a hoop.
oh my gosh. I'm trying to find Ted Cruz's size. Yeah, it looks like he's only about 5'10". He's a little that's my height. He's a little beefier than Co, but not a huge guy. I was thinking if Ted Cruz is at like 6'4", 275, I don't like your odds, but he's a reasonably sized man. So I think you could take him, and I definitely think Barry could take him.
Mm-hmm. Ted Cruz is like a rejected Muppet. He wouldn't be hard to take.
Yeah. It does look like a Muppet.
Oh, he's creepy, man. He's creepy. He's actually playing Mephisto in WandaVision.
He is a demon.
Oh my goodness gracious. Let's see. Yeah, Lindsay's going to start Succession. Yeah, Lindsay, you probably should. Seth has been preaching this for 6 months, I think. I mean, it's been.
I caught on late, but
he's been really pushing it. Yeah, I need to. It's in my queue. I haven't started it yet, but I need to get that. I need to get that pretty soon. yeah, NPA. He's got the ending to the match right here. Ted Cruz is just going to hop on a jet and leave in the middle of the wrestling match. So I don't think we're going to get a winner. Oh man. Well, we appreciate you guys' participation in the audience question segment. Always love having you guys in here live so we can do this kind of thing. So we appreciate that. Keep the comments coming as we go through the show. We love having you guys being part of the conversation. So let's roll onward here. And it's kind of weird that we put that after Chic Tweets. It throws my entire rhythm off because we usually go from Chic Tweets into sponsors. So just for my own sake, I'm going to play the Chic Tweets so that I can go into sponsors.
I call you a punk.
All right, folks, time to shout out our sponsors. First of all, audibletrial.com/SoCo. Hit the link in the description box. You're going to get 30 days of Audible and your first book for free. Free. There it is. Mathis Designs. Go friend our good friend Steph at mathisdesigns.com for all your stationery and graphic design needs or to commission a piece of your own.
get that piece.
Get that piece. Get yourself also a piece of Mike's wood. Head over to etsy.com/shop/cornfed and to get your wood worked.
Oh, Mike.
Oh, Mike. We've also got NPA. Nolan is the guy that puts together our intro and outro music. You've heard him featured on previously on the SoCo show a few times. And also want to shout out the group that Nolan is a part of. NPA, along with Jack on the weekends, is known as Friday After Class. So we're going to link to NPA and to Friday After Class in the description box. You guys can get out to their Spotify, follow them, and make sure you subscribe for new music. Jared, can you bring me back for 1 second? I want to give a special shout out to FAC because you guys will remember, if you've been listening consistently to the show, Glizzy's for Breakfast has been one of the, I think it's going to be a hit single to come out of the SoCo show. It's probably our anthem. And we had kind of the official track created. Nolan kind of fully put together what was started as a 1-minute clip has become a full track that is going to be released on Spotify through Friday After Class. So make sure you guys hit that link so that you can get out there and help us make Glizzy's for Breakfast a huge hit. I'm going to play you guys a clip for it for just a second here. And Jared, you can put the sponsors back up for a second when I do this. Here's a clip from Glizzy's for Breakfast. This is NPA and Jack on the weekends at Friday After Class featuring your boy. Here we go.
Cause it's 7 in the morning and you know we're eating hot dogs. Yeah, I eat glizzies like a hot shot every day for breakfast cause the toppings make it top notch. Now don't talk, fucking Cheerios is nonstop. Shit in a bowl is fucking whack like a cock block. Mustard, relish, glizzy, bun. This shit's like Lace chips, you can't have just one. Your boy don't really cook, but my breakfast game real. I go to sleep at home, but I'm waking up in Johnsonville. Yeah, I'm living like a rock star. Dinner time is Kobe beef, Henny, and some caviar. But in the AM before I'm on my way, I grab the most important sausage of the day. We're having glizzies for breakfast. Yeah, I said I like them and I meant it. Yeah.
Awesome. So that's just a clip. If you want to get the whole track again, you're going to have to get out to Spotify Friday After Class. We're going to make sure and link to this in the podcast and the YouTube description box so that you guys can go check that out. But Spotify, search Friday After Class, subscribe. NPA is saying we're going to get that in a couple weeks out there on Spotify, which brings me to a very important question for you, the audience members. It became abundantly clear when I made my debut rap appearance on this Friday After Class track that I don't have a rap name. And honestly, I never really thought I was going to rap ever. So I never came up with a rap name. And, you know, the track is going to go out and I need to have, it can't be Friday After Class featuring Cody Michael. No one's going to fucking listen to that. So I need some help. I need some help finding a rap name. The best that we have so far, Seth has suggested the co-host, which I actually like quite a bit. That's the front runner right now. But in the comments over here, drop some rap names, some stage names for me that you think might make sense. And we'll see which ones I like. And maybe you'll see that reflected on Spotify. So drop those. I got to get back to the sponsors and shout out the rest of them, but drop some rap names in the chat if you have some good ideas for me here. So Jared, if you could bring them back up. All right, where do we leave off? So we had NPA, we had Friday After Class. NPA also partners up with our very own Jared Buckendahl on Room 56 Studios. So the guys will help you put together through their video editing, graphic design, and audio editing, anything that's going to take your idea, your creative idea, and make it a reality. You know, if you want to create a YouTube video, a TikTok, whatever it is, the guys can help you put together in a way that's going to look really professional, really well done. People are going to really dig. They really know what they're doing. So make sure you check them out. It's room56studios.com, and you can start talking to the guys about putting together a package for you.
Waka waka.
There we go. Last but certainly not least, Anchor. This is our podcast hosting service that we use, anchor.fm. And typically I would have to have an ad in here, but since you guys are live, you don't have to listen to it. So we're going to skip that part unless you're listening after the fact and get straight into our Anchor Wankers. So out there on the Anchor page, if you want to become a monthly supporter and kick us a few shekels to keep the podcast going, you will join this illustrious shekels. You will join this illustrious list of incredible individuals who contribute directly to the show. They help us get new equipment, help us get new software. And we've got a lot of kind of new endeavors we're hoping to get fired up in the year 2021. And everything that you guys are contributing has been a huge help to that. So big shouts out to everyone whose name is on this list. We're trying to grow this number. We've got 13 Anchor Wankers today, hoping to grow that to 25. Once we get to 25 Anchor Wankers, we're going to have an exclusive track from NPA released right here on the SoCo show. So send this podcast out, get some friends to join in and listen with you and help us grow the party a little bit so that we can get to that track. But again, big shouts out to all of our existing Anchor Wankers. Thank you guys so much for not only your time in listening, but your money as well. It really means a lot to us that you guys are sticking with the show. So big thanks one last time to our Anchor Wankers.
I really think Dick and Balls needs to invite his friend Hole and Taint to be an anchor.
Hole and Taint sounds like it could be a pretty innocuous just last name that someone has. Like if your name was like Tim Hole and Taint. Yeah.
Or the hit show on HGTV.
That's Hole and Paint. Hole and
Jesus.
Paint.
Oh, Hole and Paint. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, Hole and Paint, and they do landscaping.
They're pretty different, right? But also really similar, and that's what helps them work together. And they probably flip houses, right? Isn't that the only thing they ever do on HGTV?
Oh yeah.
And you make tons of money doing that. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's buy this one-bedroom ranch and turn it into
a two-bedroom ranch.
Yeah.
My favorite meme about house hunters is where it's like, my husband makes art out of popsicles and I'm a first grade teacher. Our budget is $2.5 million. Because if you've ever watched House Hunters, it feels like that sometimes. Like that's pretty accurate. Oh my gosh. Ooh. What do? We shout out our sponsors. We shout out our Anchor Wankers. Let's hit the chat here. See if we got any rap names in here.
I think this one's the winner.
Penis Man. Yeah, NPA really likes that one.
But change the S to a $.
Ooh, see, there's an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I like Penis Man. I
Yeah.
like Penis Man for sure. Let's see. Abby's got some. That's right. I forgot about this. So Abby years ago was rapping I think it was a maid of honor speech, and she needed a rap name for it. So I gave her the name A Money Belvin. So we got C Money Michael. I like that one. I am about my cheddar too. So the C Money thing seems to make sense. So we got C Money Michael. We got Penis Man, and we've got the co-host. Which is a list I'm happy to have just read. That makes me happy. Ooh, my goodness. All right, we got to keep it rolling here, guys. Again, final shouts out. Big time thanks to our anchor wankers, to our sponsors, to all of our listeners, and to all of you who are in the comments. We appreciate your time on here. Lil C-Man 68 enters the fray as another rap name too. I don't mind that one. That one sounds kind of cool. Maybe
C-Man.
Maybe after my first album comes out.
The C-Man.
The C-Man.
Oh, I just got it.
Yep.
Oh,
I think you got to go with the C-Man.
You could be Da C-Man. Let's combine Da
Da
co-host
C-Man.
and C-Man, Little C-Man. Da C-Man.
oh, wait. Okay, I'll do it if one of you guys will join a group with me, and I'll be Little C-Man, and one of you guys has to be Lotta C-Man. I like that one.
Oh, man.
That was a good one, I-100. Very, very nicely done. All right, guys, let's keep it rolling here. We're going to get into this is a pretty fun news segment that we've been doing for the last few weeks. We're going to take a look at some of the new headlines and decide if they're news or nonsense.
News or nonsense?
News or nonsense?
Every time that stupid Donnie gets me.
What is on?
It's good, man.
What is on that newspaper?
Oh, wow.
That's creeping me out.
Either Mother Teresa or Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, I can't quite tell. Man. So,
Donnie's
Chef,
got
we got some
some
headlines. I just realized I don't have any news background music for you this week. I hope that's okay.
That's okay. All right. So I've decided I'm gonna put a theme. We did it last week with birds. I'm gonna try and do that every week. Do a theme on the
Bird
news and
theme?
nonsense. No, yeah, I'm gonna do bird stories every week.
Okay.
No, this week is this week's theme is candy. Candy.
Ooh.
So we got some candy news headlines. All right. First headline. I got my own sound effects. First headline. California woman finds gold tooth cap in $100,000 bar. Is that news or nonsense?
California is where you go to find gold.
Yep. That's why they
she
called
found
them
it
the
in her-
69ers.
And it was
Nice.
69.
it was the it was $100,000 bar that the gold tooth was in.
Uh-huh.
That seems pretty convenient. And you're a
But-
cheeky fucker, so I think that sounds like Seth's work. I'm saying it's nonsense.
Yeah, I think that he's playing too much with the money, different kind of liquidity, and finding gold
Okay.
in 100,000. So I'm gonna say it's nonsense.
This. Oh, do you have the drum roll?
I got the drum roll.
All right, do that. At least you did something. Nonsense.
Ding ding.
Yep.
Nonsense. Yeah, you caught me. I thought that was a good headline, though.
Oh, it was definitely solid. For a few seconds, I was like, "Yeah, that's on lose tooth and candy bar. Sure, whatever, that's fine."
But it wasn't her
That's
tooth.
fine.
She found someone else's tooth.
Yeah, someone could have been working at the Nestle factory and dropped a little gold tooth cap in there accidentally. You never know.
I mean, we got fingers in chili, so
Yeah.
nothing really seems off the table right now.
All right, next headline.
Dum, 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 dum,
All right. 6 barrels of Skittles found near base of rainbow in Sweden.
Shut the fuck up. Barrels?
Like,
I'm immediately saying it's nonsense just because I can't even picture a barrel of Skittles without getting a hard on, because that sounds amazing.
I
want an entire barrel of Skittles.
Okay, so you're saying it's nonsense.
Definitely.
I feel like this would be
definitely
if he if he had said it was like Ireland, with Skittles and Taste the Rainbow and leprechauns and all that, then it'd be a little bit too on the nose. I'm gonna also say nonsense, yeah, because a barrel of Skittles, who's transporting a barrel of Skittles?
People transported those monoliths everywhere.
Yeah, but those weren't Skittles.
They're heavier than Skittles.
I just think Skittles would come in a different container. I think that's our assertion.
Like,
is
that's
that a barrel
joke.
of Skittles.
That's like the joke from Family Guy where he's like, "I'll have a desk of Cheez-Its."
Yeah, who even knows what that? At least I can picture a barrel of Skittles, but I think it's too good to be true. I think that's something right out of my dreams.
All right, well, hit the damn thing.
I think we found him out pretty much.
News. No, it's nonsense.
Ding, ding.
Oh, well done, well done.
All
I will
right.
say, if the game wasn't set up the way, they are very good headlines. But we're fucking sleuthing for the clues, and we're doing pretty. We're 2-0 so far. So let's see if you can trip us up, Chef.
Let's see. You can sleuth this one, you sons of bitches.
This one's going to be about Swedish fish, I'm calling it.
Nope, this one is not. It's a little bit more common, Candy. This news headline is, the Hershey Company sued by man from Alabama for missing peanut butter in Reese's cup. Is this news or nonsense?
Wait, so the guy, there was no peanut butter. It was a hollow cup?
I didn't read the story.
I wonder if it would be a hollow cup or if it would be filled with chocolate.
Yeah, it would
that
be a
doesn't sound
chocolate
that bad.
piece.
I mean, I like the peanut butter, but would that make me upset enough to sue?
Well, and also...
Alabama?
Also, does Hershey's make Reese's? Or is that Nestle?
Yes. No, it's not Nestle.
You got a computer.
No, I'm not going to cheat.
Yeah. I think I'm going to say this is news. This sounds, the Alabama of it all is the thing that gives me pause. I didn't think people in Alabama were smart enough to sue each other. So that's tripping me up.
So
Shouts out to any Alabama people out there.
Man sues Hershey's.
I'm saying it's news.
Because peanut butter not in cup. You know what? I'm going to say, no, there would never be 3 nonsenses, though. It's got, I'm going to say nonsense.
All right, we're gonna have a definitive winner here.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
for all the peanut butter cups.
Let's hit the drum roll. This is nonsense.
Motherfucker!
4-3 for the win. Yes! LeBron James at the buzzer.
Damn it. I was certain I had that. That's why I guessed it so fast. I was like, easy, you dumb motherfucker, Jared, because I know you're going to go opposite me, and I got you by the... That's what I was thinking that whole entire time. I never was in doubt, and now I look like a fucking
Loser.
Yeah, I can't keep doing the same amount of news and nonsense. I gotta throw it in there. I gotta
3
mix
nonsenses,
it up.
that's tricky right there.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I just have more fun making up stupid shit, which is why I did that.
Do you find it easier to find headlines or to make them yourself?
Write them. Yeah, it's been really hard to find some of these headlines. I mean, the bird one I found last week was scrambling. I had to fucking dig through news articles for 3 years before I found one that was semi-entertaining. The rest are all like, these bird populations are dying. I'm like, that's depressing.
You know what else is semi-entertaining? CB radio.
Oh God. Jared, end the stream. Go
Cody,
ahead.
you got to get back on stage, man. You got to get back out there.
I'm done here. You guys go ahead.
Turn that off.
Oof, that was good. That's how you talk to the boys when you're on the road.
Boys.
If you have the SoCo Bingo card, cross off boys right now.
Cross off boys. Also, while you're working on your SoCo Bingo card, because we just haven't hit this in a while, and frankly, I'm feeling a little bit lazy, so I don't want to have to come up with a way to ease it in nicely. So I just need to play this one.
Yes, we need to go to space.
It just had been a while.
I was gonna say we need to hit that one in this show, but I didn't know if you were gonna naturally let it flow or not.
I think there's one more you need to play. It's a famous Jared quote.
Oh, wait, is it this one?
I really like feet.
Yep.
Yeah. We literally have so many Jared sounders that I didn't know which one you were talking about. I didn't know if it was this one.
Waka waka.
Or this one.
What?
Or this one.
Guys, it's on my top movies of the year.
Or this one.
Mommy.
Or this one.
At Jared Buckendall.
Or this one.
I really like feet.
You already played that one.
You didn't get the Beat City one from last week though.
No, I didn't get the beat. Oh, I pulled the audio out. I just didn't put it on the board. I forgot about the beat. The beat man. Oh,
yeah,
shit.
the Beat Man.
He's the beat man. Ooh.
Oh man.
I feel like it looks like I'm obsessed with you. Wow, that's a lot of Jared sounders. Oof.
Yeah, you guys got to
Stop
start
that.
saying more memorable shit.
Ooh, I mean, Seth has said some pretty memorable stuff. We had
The
some good stuff there.
that's when I forget the words to write stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That actually was on the radio
Oh,
this
my
morning, really randomly.
Okay, NPA just brought up a debate that we had last week. I don't know if I kept this in the show or not, but this sounder.
What?
Jared and I think that that's Jared, but we can't remember making it. And NPA says it sounds like Seth, and Seth thinks that it's him. I have no idea.
I think it's me.
I do too, but I don't.
I think
But
I
Seth, you
said
think
it
it's
the first time that you did that, did the ad for Room 56. I think I did that. What? And then I think
What?
What? I can't do it.
What? What?
It might be. I'm thinking about it too much, and now I think it might be Seth. I don't know.
What?
Oh man, I'm sure I can find out.
What? What?
We gotta stop doing that.
This one is definitely Seth. That's maybe my favorite one. That's just joy.
Jill says it's Jared. I remember the episode.
Oh, see, yeah, that's what I like. That's Jill. You are a SoCo historian, and we
Yep.
appreciate your memory and your dedication to the podcast.
I'm pretty sure that Kyle has the actual reasoning though.
Oh yeah, because of Seth's giant nuts. Yeah, that's what he said.
That's the problem, Kyle, is I sat down on him.
They're huge.
I will say this: Seth does have balls, but if you tell Seth he can't get that high, he will prove you wrong. I promise you that. He can get that high. Oh my gosh, I saw. Yeah, Jennifer, you're onto a good point here. I need to really mitigate my Jared recording stuff because I am going to end up in the shower listening to you. What's the 7 days a week? Nasty ass freak, whatever the wet ass pussy. Isn't that what you sing in the shower?
What ass poopy?
Yeah, I'm a real beat man in the shower.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's nasty.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Wow.
Jared stomping down his shower babies.
Oh no.
Doing a little waffle stomp.
Oh. Why do people listen to this show?
That's a really good question. Comment over here why the fuck you listen to this. Let us know. Let us know. Beat man and C man.
Highlight that comment, Jared.
Do you know that I just have this strong feeling, and this is gonna sound like I'm being a cock, but I'm not. I'm not saying I have the skills to become a famous rapper at all, but I am saying that if I name myself C-Man, I promise you that will get 1 million streams because then I will have to be C-Man forever, and that would be the punishment I deserve. So
I mean, it'll essentially, you'll be Little Dicky, but like a branch of it essentially.
yeah. Man,
I say you do it.
I'm gonna end up being C-Man. That's gonna be my fucking name. People are gonna see me in the street and they're gonna go,
You
C-Man.
started as C-Man, and now you are C-Man.
It's full circle.
I
It's full
can
circle.
imagine you being called in to your boss. They sit you down. They're like, "Is this you?" And they slide over like your profile pic or whatever as C-Man, and they're like, "We can't have C-Man signing loans for our business."
You know what? If you ever do a live concert, you should like dress up as normal, but then have like a little white tail hanging on the back of you, like a little
Oh.
C-Man.
God, that's awful. See, Seth, that means Kyle says that means Seth, you're gonna be ass tuba, and you just have to come in really low all the time. Ass tuba on the track, bitch.
Ass tuba on the track.
Oh my God.
Wow.
You know what's gonna suck about that is people are gonna think that all of my songs are about people who masturbate at NASCAR races because I'm gonna jump on a song and I'm gonna go semen on the track, bitch. That one felt like a stretch. I'm glad
Oh,
Jerry liked
man.
that one.
No, I saw the connections.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, NPA, please have mercy on me whenever you do release that. But big shouts. I think that was I-100's idea, right?
Yep.
C-Man. So I'm not going to give you any of my millions that I'm about to make from my rap career, but I will credit you in my albums. So big thanks for the rap name. Oh man, that was a hearty laugh. We're having fun. Where are we at in the show? I have no fucking clue.
We're still in
One more
news and
thing.
nonsense.
We're still in.
We're
news
at
and
one
nonsense.
more
We've been talking
thing.
about. It's been like half an hour since news or nonsense. Let's get out of here.
News or nonsense?
News or nonsense?
So Dan made a comment earlier about how Jared, you were laughing at that, and he thought, "Oh, you hadn't heard the sounder yet." But we've heard it for several weeks, and it just makes us all laugh all the time. Something about the way Donnie Thornberry's doing his thing is just it's pretty out of control. There's somewhere when I was finding that Donnie Thornberry clip, actually, do you know the song "Look at Me Now" with Busta Rhymes and Chris Brown and Lil Wayne? And Busta Rhymes has that.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
I've seen that
Busta
video.
Rhymes has this really fast verse. What's the fucking opening? Let's go.
I think that was a
Oh my gosh, I
Vine
can't
back
think
in
of
the
it.
day. What you're talking about?
But it has this. It's like every time I come in, I gotta set it, then I gotta go, and then I gotta get it, then I gotta blow it. It's really fast.
Yeah.
And the video goes. It has the start of his track, and it's like doom, 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 shit, doom. Let's go. And then it's just Donnie Thornberry going, yeah.
And actually, I think the Vine that I remember seeing was he starts rapping, it starts going into that, and then because of how fast it goes, it turns into
Turns into him.
Donnie.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fucking good. That's fucking good, man. Donnie Thornberry, shouts out. Probably the greatest rapper alive. Donnie Thornberry, greatest rapper alive. Man. All right, let's keep it rolling here. What do we got? We did news or nonsense. Let's talk about our weeks. Let's talk about what's going on for us in our lives. This is going to be the segment called What Did You? All righty. We only got what did you do this weekend? It was kind of a big one though. Seth and I took a little trip and went to Colorado, had a little mountain vacation. Very romantic. No, I'm just kidding. We weren't alone.
On Valentine's Day.
Oh,
We were with a group of fellow Dub H'ers, some friends from our past, and we got together for what was a secret engagement. So one of our friends, Anna Swanson, who is an anchor wanker, I don't see her in the chat tonight, but big shouts out to Anna Swanson and her fiance now, Tom Martin, who is also an anchor wanker. So this is I'm going to take partial credit for this this marriage and say that it's the first ever SoCo marriage that we're going to have. I know that all started way before the SoCo show, but we're going to take credit for that. So big shouts out to our friends Anna and Tom on their engagement. And we had a pretty fun time. We got together. We watched WandaVision. We had a shitload of food and drinks. We were in this secluded cabin. We had no cell service for like 2 days, which was insane, but also nice. in that way. Like when you are disconnected and it stresses you out for a little bit, but then eventually you're like, oh, so I don't have to do anything. And so it was really relaxing and really nice. But it was also really fucking cold and it was snowy. And so we pretty much spent all our time in the cabin, which was really nice. It's just good to have a getaway. They're fewer and further between now since COVID is a thing. But I thought, Seth, I had a pretty nice weekend. Did you enjoy the cabin?
Oh, I had a great time. But I have something I want to ask Jared here.
Uh-oh.
So this house had a bunch of rooms, right? And there was enough rooms for all the couples and then
Bunk beds.
Cody and I to sleep in separate rooms, right? So let me ask you this question, Jared. You know, you have a friend of a best friend of 20 years. You know, you used to live together, spend all this time together, and you just happen to stay in a place with bunk beds, like you said, right?
Hell yeah, man.
Wouldn't you think, you know, we've never slept in bunk beds before. This is a new territory for our friendship, and Cody decides that he's going to sleep in a different room. He's going to go sleep in a different room entirely, feet away from me. What do you think about that, Jared?
Wait, okay, was the conversation of like, hey man, let's stepbrothers it, like let's bunk bed it up?
I said, which one do you want? I preemptively went in there and said, which one do you want? Do you want top or bottom? And he said, fuck you, Seth. I'm sleeping in a different room.
Interesting. I mean, I see two different things. One, he should have done it because you know, friends forever, you know, new territory.
He moved
like
away.
He
moved away from me.
Yeah, it's a nice
he
bonding
won't even
thing.
he won't even stay in the same bunk bed.
Like
with me.
I imagine, you know, it's like late, and one of you's like, "Hey, you still awake?" And then you guys, you know, you're like, "Hey, what's up?" And you guys are talking like that.
And then we sing "Africa" by Toto.
Yes, exactly. I mean, that's how any vacation in a log cabin in the Rocky Mountains goes. But also, I see it another way where Cody's like, "Hey, it's vacation. I need this is me away from everything and everyone. I need space." So I can see both.
It was definitely that one. And honestly, too, Seth, I just wanted to slap the hell out of my putt all weekend. And in the room.
Nice.
He's a great man.
No.
I was doing a lot of rapping. There was Seaman everywhere.
Oh no.
It was amazing.
Oh
gosh.
Wait, so okay,
Kyle
I'm
just
curious.
pointed out a dark truth.
I think I missed it. Who was taking the top and who was taking the bottom?
I mean, I gave him the option. I thought I was being courteous, and he said no.
Wait, okay, so then he went to a different room. Did you stay in the bunk bed room then?
No, the bunk bed room also had a giant bed in it too. So I slept in the giant bed. Which
You
these
forgot
beds
to mention we each slept in king size beds instead.
Yeah,
Like we
that
were
are
way
like-
more comfortable.
and the beds were like 4 foot tall. So there was a point when I the first night we were there, I had to go to the bathroom, and I came back in, and like with normal beds, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna plop right down in, right? Like if I were to do that, I would get rejected by the side of the bed and fall to the ground. So I like took my hands on the edge of the bed and did like a knee jump onto it. Like I had to leap onto it.
Was there a ladder?
There should have been.
I stood in the hallway and I traced my steps and I did 12 paces and I high jumped into the bed.
It was weird
awesome.
too because when he did it, like he actually ended up under the blankets. They like kind of just wrapped around him. It was pretty impressive. He was like Doctor Strange with the cloak.
Yep.
Okay, so clearly
we
your
would have video of
vacation.
it, but we had no service.
So your vacation, you guys messed up with bunk beds. What else did you guys do?
Honestly, not much. Like we just hung out, watched TV,
Mm-hmm.
listened to music, you know, got shit faced, ate food. I was more bloated than I've ever been in my life by the end of the trip. We ate a lot of cheese and stuff. It was pretty
Yeah, I mean, I've been preparing for this last year by the amount of bags of cheese balls I've eaten. So,
Oh man, we do need to shout out this NPA comment because we were just talking about how nice it was to be in a cold cabin with no cell service, and that was insensitive for sure. NPA and Jill definitely living that out in a negative way.
And then he's like, "Yeah, you could just ignore me."
Yeah, I shouldn't have. Dan says he's going to be in Co this weekend. I did not consent to that, so I don't know how you're thinking.
but I'm open to all comers.
Oh my! Oh my!
Oh, Mike. Kyle's here pointing out a dark truth. 30 is lingering over my shoulder. And I may have missed my bunk bed years. I'm sorry to say, Seth. we only have but a few months to get this bunk bed in before we were too old for them. That's
Well,
Kyle's point of view.
You fucked it up.
I did fuck it up. I did fuck it up.
I mean, I'm assuming you've slept in a bunk bed before, though, right?
I've had one. I've had two. I've had multiple bunk beds.
Seth used
Why'd
to have
you
one,
have
but it
two
didn't have,
bed beds?
a lower bunk for at least
had
as much as I can remember.
There was one with a futon, and then one with
okay,
with just like a little workstation underneath. It had like a little desk and stuff.
I guess college was that way, where it's like your desk was under your bunk bed.
Yeah.
In the dorms and whatnot.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy.
Yep. Better than sleeping on a Joey futon all the time. Let's see here. Oh, the other thing I was going to talk about, so we're coming home from this trip, and I didn't have cell service, right, for the longest time. And we're like the morning we're leaving, I have no service, but I somehow still get a notification sneaks in through the cyberspace. And it tells me that my flight home has been canceled. And that's because I was going to fly from Denver to Seattle back down to Oregon. And Seattle and also Portland had heavy snow over last weekend. And so they had shut down their airports. And so I had no way to get home and no way to get on my cell phone and fix that. I couldn't call anybody. I couldn't get on the app. And so I had to I went to the airport with no plane ticket, which was a new experience for me. And I went up, basically I felt like a person from before the internet age. I had to go to the airport to buy a plane ticket.
I would like one ticket, please.
Yeah, that's exactly. I was like, hey, can you get me to Oregon today? I hope, please. I got to work tomorrow. And they did. They were awesome. They rescheduled me. But I had to spend 7 hours in the Denver airport because of that, because I didn't, that was when the flight came. Which, like, I know people spend long times in airports, but I'm kind of a, what's the word I want? I'm sensitive. So I needed to be treated in a cushy way during my 7-hour stay. So I paid to get into the United Airlines lounge that they have.
Oh, yeah.
Hanging with Ted Cruz.
And I will just say, oh, that's a really good point, NPA. We should have done this as Salty Cat. Fuck, you're right. Well, where I got unsalted was when I got to the United Airlines lounge. I was very much unsalted because I paid, I'll just tell you guys, it was $60 to get into the lounge. And you can be in there as long as you want during the day, but they had free drinks. If you got like Coors Light and Budweiser, it was free. And then you could pay for other shit. So the drinks were free, unlimited.
Oh, that's worth it.
And yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, if the drinks are complimentary, then I can drink $60 worth in these 6 hours.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Oh, no. Oh.
NPA with the comment of, that's going to be the title. NPA just named the show. Shouts out to you.
That's the
Unsalted
show.
Seaman. That's it. We can quit.
Oh, no.
Oh
no.
Seaman Light, all the taste, none of the calories.
Oh, no. Why do we do live shows? Why?
I got a feeling that's not going away anytime soon.
Yeah, you have to be Seaman now. There's no other ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah. So it looks like Art's been in the United Lounge in the Denver airport. It's just really cool. You get more space. There's more plugins. Everyone can kind of spread out. I watched a few hours of stand-up and just kind of hung out. Got a little bit drunk off some Coors Lights. It was a pretty nice experience. So the whole point of that was to say, if you ever find yourself stuck at the Denver airport for 7 hours or more, it's, I think, a recommendation to spend $60 on the the United Airlines lounge and spend your time there.
I think a lot of the big airports have them too, because I did actually see that when I mentioned Ted Cruz, he was in a United lounge for a little bit before his flight the other day.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
man.
So
me and Ted Cruz just hanging out in the United lounge.
Yeah.
So do you just go up and be like, hey, I would like access to the lounge? You
buy it through their app. So what was cool about it, I'll tell you this. So you bought the ticket in the app, and if you fly a bunch and you have enough miles, you can just get in for free. But I don't. So I paid to get it. And so you pay to get it ahead of time, and then you walk in and there's these like opaque doors that open, like you can't even see into this thing if you're not in it. So it opens up, you go in, and there's a little reception area, and you have like a QR code on your phone that you boop and you go in. But I don't think when you boop, I don't think it tells you that this is what it sounds like. Does that. And then I don't think it tells them that you just paid to get in here for one day, because as soon as you boop it, they start treating you like fucking royalty. I got called Mr. Michael like 40 times. And by the way, I'm here for that shit. That makes me feel good and I like it. And so they start
Michael.
The second you walk in, they think like, "Ooh, we got to make sure and take care of Mr. Michael." And I was in like sweatpants.
Wow.
It was a pretty special day.
Huh.
Got a little drunk, watched some Dave Chappelle on Netflix. No complaints.
You know what?
It was a long day, but
the thing is, I wouldn't say I'm surprised. Like, I would not have thought about that. I would have just been like, oh, I'm just sitting in a bullshit where everyone else is for 8 hours. I would have never thought to be like, go to the lounge.
yeah, signs they want you to know the lounge is there. So I think I just saw it and was like, oh fuck, I could go there, and then it ended up working out well. So big recommends. Cabin getaways with no cell service, only recommended if you have heat. But United Airlines Club in Denver, big recommend, thumbs up from the co-host. So check that out if you're ever over there. I like it. I don't think we did anything this week. Clearly, we didn't do much if getting into the airline lounge was the highlight of my week. So that's going to wrap us up for What Did You Do? All right. I'm very excited to get into this next segment. We're going to get into, we're going to take a look at a trailer, and we want to know what you think of it.
What do you think?
So I've been looking forward to this all day.
Zac Efron is up in the top left corner.
It's the co-host, and Zac Efron here. Actually, the new haircut, you are rocking a little bit of a swoop. I think if you flipped yourself horizontally, yeah, I think that's a little graphic design editing joke there. Ooh. Actually, this way it's probably better because you won't get copyrighted for looking like Zac Efron. Your video won't get pulled.
Going.
Seth, I think if you rocked a middle part, I think that would be.
Yeah.
I think that would be the thing.
It would look like I'd have the letter U on my head if I did the middle part. Do you shave a U in your head? Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
I did.
Shaved it in.
I sure did.
Man.
God shaved it.
Well, we got to get into this segment, and I got to tell you, I've been looking forward to this all day. We had a new trailer drop for an upcoming film. There's a Mortal Kombat film that is going to be released in a couple months in April, I believe. And we've been looking forward to this, but kind of, I would say in a cautiously optimistic way, where it's like, Mortal Kombat could be really cool. We hope it's good, but everything Mortal Kombat that they've done so far kind of stinks. So we'll see how this goes. So they dropped the trailer today, and I was really excited about the trailer. I went and watched your reaction video, Jared, right here on J-Buck Studios, right here on YouTube.
At Jared Buckendahl.
And it looked like you were pretty stoked about the trailer too. We're going to talk a little bit in more detail about the trailer in a second. But Jared, your general thoughts on Mortal Kombat trailer that dropped today?
Well, I wouldn't say I was a little salty, but someone, I guess, leaked the trailer early. I had an alarm set for, to set all this up. It was supposed to be 11 o'clock. I guess it was 10 o'clock. But this trailer, it was pretty cool. It's what the games have become is what the movie looks to be. And I was like, okay,
are they series of fights?
Yes, there we go. That's it. Next segment.
Because didn't the original Mortal Kombat movie have a story at least? Because I think some people like the first Mortal Kombat. And I think after that they were bad, right?
I think there's two, and I think there's fans of each of them, but like that doesn't make it a great movie. That's the thing. It's like it kind of stinks, but it has a cult following.
I mean, I would say definitely a cult following. I mean, an awesome theme song for the time and everything. I mean, it's what, top 3, top 5. people say it is the best video game movie so far. I think this new one probably has got this one beat so far, depending on what we're gonna get. I guess I don't know how much to say and how much not to say before we get into this segment, Cody. I will
think
say
we better dive
overall,
in.
I liked it.
Tell me the trailer.
You want me to
about
It's
it.
fucking fire.
Yeah.
So we're gonna explain this trailer to you. So obviously this is just a trailer, so I don't think these are gonna count as movie spoilers. But if you don't want to have the trailer spoiled, I would say maybe mute us for a little bit until you see Zac Efron go away, or skip ahead in the podcast, because we're gonna talk about some, I think, specific stuff about the trailer. So if you don't want to know anything about Mortal Kombat, be warned. This is your spoiler warning. I think do we have a sounder for this? Yeah.
SPOIL. Spoil.
Soiled it! Soiled it! Soiled it!
You ruined it, and I'm leaving.
There we go. Okay, Jared, why don't you always do such a good job of describing stuff? You tell Seth from your standpoint some of your favorite bits of the trailer.
All right, so this trailer opens up, and it's a voiceover, and it's like, something, Mortal Kombat. Someone has superpowers. And the instant I knew, well, actually, the very beginning, it's a red band trailer, so I'm like, ooh, we're gonna see some shit.
Ew.
And, yeah, exactly, some poopy doops. The first bit that sold me was Jax runs into this mysterious ninja. It's obviously Sub-Zero, freezes a bullet coming out of his gun, like the muzzle blast, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. But then he like grabs his two arms, and I'm like, what's he gonna do? Freezes Jax's arms, fucking rips him off. The guy has no arms. And I was like, okay, Steve Harvey has got to get his mechanical arms now at some point. But that is like the first 10 seconds of the trailer.
10 seconds into the trailer, and when I tell you this fucking frozen bullet thing, I swear to God, it might be one of the coolest fucking effects shots I have ever seen in my life. It is fucking metal. Mm-hmm. And it happens in this like really cool slow-mo, and the bullet tries to come out of the gun, but he freezes it as it does, but he never moves. So it freezes when it's like here on him. And that's the first, and immediately you're like, and Sub-Zero is my favorite Mortal Kombat character. And so immediately I was like, we're getting Sub-Zero, yes. And then they showed him be a complete fucking badass immediately. And I was like, done, sold. I'm like yelling. I'm like, yeah, fucking Sub-Zero. And that's not even, I think there's even more badassery to come from Sub-Zero later on in this trailer. So that's my interjection, Jared.
Do we know the full cast of characters that are going to be in this yet?
Yeah, well, they released all of the character posters over the last 24 hours. So I want to say it was oh shit, I'd have to look it up. It's Scorpion, it's Sub-Zero, it's Melina, it's Sonya Blade, it's Jax, it's Liu Kang, it's Raiden.
Okay, that's
a new character.
With the 4 arms.
Goro's in there in the trailer.
Okay, that was my other one.
The girl with the mouth that opens way up.
Melina.
Yeah.
There's a new character that they added. Essentially, he's supposed to probably be the audience going along on this trip. Basically, like the clueless person in the story. I guess his name's Cole Young. Probably could have done a better name. Better choice of name, I guess. But he is, I guess, a new character that they made specifically for the movie. But everyone else that's pretty much in these games is in the movie. The one that a lot of people were questioning was who's the blue girl? Because Melina is the pink one. It's Chun-Li. Is that one?
Is that from Street Fighter? Yeah, that's
Chun-Li's a Street Fighter, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then. But yeah.
Kyle points out, I don't think we got Johnny Cage in this. I think he was one of the standouts that were missing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we got we didn't see him in the trailer or a character poster. But the thing is, when they started releasing these character posters, I was like, damn, these character designs look like the
game.
Updated ones, like from the newer games and everything, which I thought was really cool. I guess getting more into the trailer, it does showcase all of the characters getting some sort of moment in the trailer, but basically doesn't really even spell out the plot. Basically, it's like, hey, you're probably born. He had like a birthmark, aka it's a scar of the logo on him. He's gonna have to go fight probably.
Who, the new guy?
Yeah, the new guy.
What if he ends up being Johnny Cage or something.
Exactly. He could turn in to be someone. Like right now, no one really knows what this character is all about and whatnot. But it's them going on some journey, probably save the world, fighting and whatnot. But the fight situations or the fight choreography, the arenas and whatnot that we have seen feel like the new games. Like it's like, oh, we're in a warehouse. Now go and use environment, use skills and whatnot. And Cody, I know that you want to talk about this because you said Sub-Zero is your man. Should we talk about that end part, what he does? Because I was like, holy, like during my trailer reaction, I yelled it because it was what the new game is. It's like, doing the combo.
I got so excited that I had a tear, and that's weird. I know that.
You also said you were pooping during, so it could have been.
I was on the toilet. I was on the toilet when I watched
those taco turds.
I was on the toilet. Yeah, I sat on the toilet because I was like, I might piss myself, and I want to make sure that it's a safe place to do so. And I'm glad that I did because, as Jared said, there's the opening with Sub-Zero. Then there's like the story where they introduce the new character. They say you're probably going to be fighting in this thing. And then they show all the different characters and some of their things. Jax gets his metal arms, which look completely fucking badass.
Yeah.
After he got his other ones ripped off. And then the end, the last shot before the title screen of the trailer, there's a fight between Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And they're fucking fighting. Sub-Zero does this move where he somehow cuts Scorpion and there's blood shoots up into the air. He goes and freezes the blood into a dagger, grabs it out of the air, and fucking stabs Scorpion with the dagger. And then
his
he grabs
own blood.
him and throws him he throws him through this ice wall, which is fucking awesome. And I'm just like, when he when he freezes the blood and grabs it, I lost my fucking mind. I was like, I will buy 10 tickets to this movie. And he throws him through the wall, and then Scorpion gets up, fucking does some kung fu moves, shoots him out, and then in the trailer, you get the fucking get over here, and he fucking yanks him. And then it goes to the title screen. And then I don't know what all happens after the title screen, Jared, but I know it's like 3 seconds of pure fan service. After
Basically, that portion is what people wanted to see, the updated video game stuff where it's like, you do the X-ray moves, you do the combo stuff where it's like you're doing these crazy things. I'm surprised that they didn't, do X-ray stuff. I don't know if they'll go that crazy with the special effects and whatnot. But then that last, 3 seconds of the trailer is just the quickest montage of pretty much every character you want to see doing what you want that character to see, where it's like, Melina is licking off her size, Kano with the eyeball lasering someone. It's this movie, whatever your character is in the game, they're probably going to have a moment that you're going to be able to root for them. So I think that, again, who knows if it's going to be amazing. This is going to be a fun movie. That's what I think this is going to be.
100%. You get at the end, you get the announcer going, finish him.
Yep.
And that's when I was already riding high off the fucking blood knife. And then when he said finish him, I was finished. That was it. It was a good thing I was sitting on the toilet.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll see that trailer when I go to the movies this weekend, but
yeah.
Sounds awesome.
The characters, I'm going to try to say them again. Scorpion, Jax, Raiden, Liu Kang, Sonya Blade, Shang Tsung,
Shang-Chi,
Cole Young, Kung Lao, Melina, Kano, Sub-Zero. There we go. So I guess if I didn't say one... Actually, they did show a few other ones in there. It looked like Smoke was one of the ninjas that was going to be in there too. I don't know. I'm curious what they're going to do with this one, if it's going to potentially set up a bigger universe, if we're going to have, weird, obscure characters from the video games pop up or be mentioned. Again, we didn't get a poster for him, but Goro is fucking in it.
Goro is entirely CGI. I would say I like that Goro is there, but he would be the low point of the trailer for me because he sticks out. I see. Hopefully they do a little tweaking with him.
I'm tweaking.
But Yeah, NPA and Kyle jumped on the C-Man finishing joke. So C-Man, like I said, not going away anytime soon. Seth, have we sold you on Mortal Kombat? Do you think is our excitement contagious? Are you stoked to watch this trailer in the theater? I'm so jealous you'll get to see it in the theater.
Yeah, when's it come out?
April
April 16th, I want to say.
It's not too far.
Well, and that's the thing is, sorry to cut you off, but
No,
like that's kind of the way things have been recently, where we're not getting trailers 8-9 months in advance. We're getting it 1 or 2, and honestly, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't tell me anything, and then boom, here you go, and it's like, oh shit, this comes out next week. Okay.
Yeah, I saw the posters like just briefly scrolling through Twitter, and like you said, Jared, it looks like the new games. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. They're doing it. Seems like they're doing it justice compared to the games. So that'll please a lot of the fans. Like what Mr. I-100 says there. Fans of the game just want to see the crazy blood, gore, fighting, and all that stuff. And I agree with that. I think that's what fans want to see, and especially nowadays, and I mean even so more so with the pandemic, is that you have so much stuff to watch that if you can find a good core of people to watch your stuff, like stuff's going to keep getting more and more diverse. So if you can, I mean, fan service, it has a negative connotation, but I think that especially now you're going to have to start doing that. And I think if you can serve the fans, this fans' excitement's going to grow. And yeah, there won't be a plot to this thing, or at least a good one probably. If there is one, it's going to be probably very simple and stupid. But as long as it's got great fighting and great, action and blood and gore and all that stuff, people are going to love it. And again, talking about the pandemic, I don't think we've had a lot of that. With the movies we've seen, a lot of the movies we've seen have been on smaller scale and haven't been too much action, or unless it's a Liam Neeson movie, that's about the only action you're getting. So I think that this will be welcomed for people who can go back to the theater, and for people who just want to see a video game movie done justice in terms of what you played and felt, I guess, growing up watching or playing those games.
Which I mean, what you had just said there, where a lot of these movies recently, like 6-7 months, have been kind of smaller budget, borderline indie, nothing too ambitious. I think that these movies that are, again, coming out on HBO Max, very accessible to people at home, but I'm going to want to go see these. Like Kong versus Godzilla, I want to see them beat each other up on the big screen. I want to see Scorpion blood stab someone on the big screen. So, like, these movies are going to attract me back to the movie theater.
Do you know who is putting out Mortal Kombat?
Warner Brothers and HBO.
Oh, so will that be on HBO Max?
Yep.
Is that coming out at home? Oh,
yep.
shit.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
So that'll be in the theater too.
They had Wonder Woman, then Little Things, and then Tom and Jerry, and then their next few are Godzilla
Judas
versus
too.
Kong. Oh, Judas, I forgot that one. Godzilla versus Kong and Mortal Kombat. So they have, and then later this year, Matrix 4. So they have a lot. Again, if you're not on HBO Max, this might be the year just to try it.
What do we need to say to get you on? We're not paid by HBO Max, by the way. I pay for HBO Max, but we're not. There's not a sponsorship. That would be a fucking killer sponsorship, but we don't have it yet. I think Endgame pretty much kicked the door open to fan service, because that's all that was, and there was some substance there. I don't deny that, but fan service is no longer a bad thing, I think, and I'm for it. Like, I think it's easy for us, and even on this show, I've been pretentious about like fucking Captain Marvel in the past, but ultimately there are movies and shows like this where we just want to see some fucking cool stuff happen. I think about John Wick. I don't think many people can probably tell you the plot of John Wick other than that the dog dies, and that's in the first.
Seth can.
Yeah. You want a synopsis?
And so people just want to see, cool fights. And if you can, string them together in a way that makes a decent amount of sense for 90 minutes, I think this Mortal Kombat thing could be very good. I also think too, and tell me if you guys think this, the Godzilla versus Kong, I don't think is a movie I would have been excited for, but I'm very starved for blockbusters. So I feel like I'm more excited than I would have been had there never been the COVID break. Would you guys agree, or do you think you would have been stoked for Godzilla and Kong anyway?
I'll see it.
I can kind of see where you're coming from, because I am ready to see like something crazy on the big screen. but also the timing of it. I think that, you know, I think the schedule of movie releases is wacko for the next 5 years. Like usually January, February, nothing. Middle of March was when we were getting good stuff. Where, you know, this is coming out in March, I think that it still kind of hit a little bit of like, oh, we, you know, these small budget Liam Neeson movies and these horror movies that are falling like
over the pandemic.
Yeah, like those movies were always those months, and then March kicks it up. So I think I'm a little bit more excited because again, we've been starved, but I think that I'd be excited either way.
I don't know if this has been brought up at all, like online. But so with Warner Brothers, HBO, all that putting out Mortal Kombat, if that does well, and they've done this in the video games, do you think they'd cross over some like DC characters?
People have been theorizing that.
DC Mortal Kombat?
Because Injustice, wasn't that what it was called?
Well, no. Yeah, they did put some. They put a couple of, I think, DLC. You could get Sub-Zero and Scorpion, but I think there was a game. There was a full game.
Yeah, there was an actual game where it was, I don't know what it was called, though.
Injustice was the strictly video game one or strictly superhero one where it was like a story about Superman going evil.
Yeah.
Which I think that'd be a dope movie, too. But there was a full game that was DC versus Mortal Kombat.
Okay, it was just DC. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
because there's Marvel versus Capcom is the other one.
Yeah.
And that's Street Fighter. Kyle points out in Street Fighter. I actually like the game Street Fighter better than Mortal Kombat, like Kyle says, but I don't think it lends itself to a very good movie like Mortal Kombat does. But if Mortal Kombat and DC crossed over and we could see fucking Sub-Zero going toe-to-toe with Batfleck, I'd watch that.
The thing is, again, that would be 100% fan service, but would make a shit ton of money.
And they would have the only precursor to that is that I think the Mortal Kombat, like they'd have to do 2 good Mortal Kombat movies. I think once they do that and set up like, okay, people are loving these movies and are going to them. All right, let's go ahead and throw in a Batman or a Superman, or even just throw in a B level character, a C level character. Throw like Swamp Thing in or something like that. You know, just to fight these crazy, like fight a Sub-Zero or whatever. Mr. Freeze, throw Mr. Freeze in there.
Oh man,
against Sub-Zero.
Dude,
Fuck yeah. Mr. Freeze and Sub-Zero, get out of here.
Have like all the DC alternatives to all the characters.
Like, you know how everyone says Endgame is the most ambitious crossover? That then would be the most ambitious, of bringing Mortal Kombat into DC and then like, whew, that'd be cuckoo, my friends.
Jared, I'm going to need you to pull up Dan's most recent comment here so I can give him a rim shot, because Robert Pattinson is I had not heard that yet. I don't know if that was already out there or not, but that's the first time I'm hearing it. And if he went up against Sub-Zero, I would definitely be here for that. So Robert Pattinson. I-100 is pointing out, so with the lack of blockbusters, the Disney Plus series, one of the things that we heard this last week was that WandaVision is the most watched show on the planet right now.
Yeah.
And I think it's because, you know, it has the budget, it has the excitement, it has the fan base of a blockbuster while being a show. And I think it's pretty unique in that way. And obviously people are responding to it. It's also a dope show.
Yeah.
But I think part of that is due to the blockbuster starvation that we have. So I do think that was an effect.
Blockbuster or just general starvation of Marvel content, because it's been over a year and a half really since we've had a Marvel product. So, and I think people have been missing that whole world, and I think that's more of a testament to what they've built and how they've done it over time and made everyone invested.
Well, and again, no spoilers for WandaVision, obviously, but the way that they have crafted it, it's primed to own headlines for 7 days until the next one comes out, and then own the headlines for 7 days. Like, I mean, on TikTok, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, my whole For You page is people speculating WandaVision.
Yeah.
That's insane, because that's seen by millions upon millions of people.
You know what's funny too is because WandaVision's been so good, and I love all the interconnectivity and all that stuff that's been happening. I've even gone back to finish out the last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I hadn't finished that. I was only a few episodes into the last season, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go in and watch that. And even that, there's like little Easter eggs. Like they go back and they jump through time in the last season, and they end up in the 70s, I believe, at a shield base, and the costumes they're wearing are the costumes from the comic books, like the blue and white striped ones and all that stuff. So like they were throwing in a lot of little Easter eggs. I'm like, oh, okay, this is fun.
Man, I like it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of excitement. I feel like in general, with vaccine rolling out, it looks like there's an end to, this whole thing that we're in now. And so getting back and just opening the spigot back up on some of these properties and some of these movies and things that we're all excited about is just, I'm really looking forward to, as hard as the last year has been, I think the next year could be a lot of fun because we're going to get a lot of this stuff that was stopped up. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how the schedules get affected. Yeah, Mr. I-100 points out a good thing about WandaVision. 3 episodes left and a lot of questions still to answer. So, if you're here on J-Buck Studios, make sure you subscribe here on the YouTube page so that you can get Jared's reactions. He's staying up all night. He's watching them as soon as they drop on Disney Plus, and he's putting out his reactions right away. So you guys are going to want to make sure and check that out.
I will be transparent. I have been sleeping through my alarms and missing my 2 a.m. call time, but with people keep DMing me spoilers every Friday, so stop it. I am staying up just so I don't get spoiled anymore. So these next 3 episodes will be what Cody just said.
Well,
no,
you know what's nice
in
though?
The DMs.
They're all supposed to be an hour long, but luckily you can just like skip the last 30 minutes because that'll all be all credits. So you'll be fine.
It's funny during my reactions, I always cut it out, obviously, but I'm like, okay, we're gonna skim the credits quick to see if there's anything hidden in here.
Yeah, that's definitely worth doing. Ever since the last episode of Mandalorian, I've been scanning the credits.
Plus, it's Marvel, so you always have to, no matter what.
Yeah.
Well, I honestly think Star Wars is going to start doing it.
Probably.
Because
definitely.
It worked so... I mean, Cody saw firsthand, watch me live react, because I didn't even know there was a post-credits for Mando.
It's not common to find videos of a man pissing his pants on camera. But that is a rewarding experience. Go back and watch Jared's Mandalorian season finale reaction if you want to catch that.
I guess I want your guys' thoughts on this, actually. So you talked about, it's the most WandaVision's the most popular show out there right now, and it's talked about all the time. How do you think this compares to like The Mandalorian in terms of like the fanfare?
Here's what I think. My immediate reaction is that Mandalorian is I think the coolness of Mandalorian is about revealing old stuff we're already familiar with. And that's really exciting and people want to see that. But I think WandaVision is about what's next.
And
I think that's more
Marvel's
exciting for people. Yeah, exactly. So I think that's the difference. And I think that's why WandaVision, I would say, probably has more buzz than Mandalorian has at any point.
Yeah.
Which again, they were built for both of those series are built for pretty much anyone. I mean, you're going to miss stuff, but it's such a thing that people that were born in 2000, young people, have watched every single MCU movie. There's a lot of people that haven't watched Star Wars. Like, I haven't watched Clone Wars, Rebels, the animated movie that they released. But MCU, that's why it's so big, is because it's not lame to be a nerd anymore. It's cool to be a nerd. And that's why even the casual fans know it and even are like, what's this theory? Like trying to, that Charlie Day thing from Always Sunny of trying to connect the dots and everything.
Yeah, and I think they do a good job too in Marvel in general of just like dropping little nuggets. They don't they don't just fucking, give you everything. They just give you little nuggets here and there and leave little breadcrumbs. And some of them are red herrings, but then other ones are like, oh no, those are legit. I just saw one that all of the clocks so far have started, where they're set, have started to spell out X-Men in a different language.
Oh,
like it's
what?
Yeah.
I thought that. Oh wow! Tell me this because I saw something else.
I mean, there's some people who've been theorizing that's what it is.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just like some other language that the way the shape of the letter is, it turns out to be X-Men.
Because
but
what
that could
I
be
had
too
seen-
far-fetched.
What I had seen was, people were taking the time and being like, oh, this relates back to that comic book in that series, and in that comic book, X event happens. I like yours a lot better. I mean, and that's the thing is, like, no one knows what's happening. There's so many theories. Like, we could sit here and just talk about it for hours. I mean, whenever we're transparent, people that are listening and watching, we play video games several times a week together, and it's just literally, it's this, but not recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with things that we wouldn't say that would be recorded.
So you can buy that on our Patreon.
That's a pitch for our streams. I think that's funny because Marvel has created that reputation for itself that buried in somewhere in this is the answer, and there are Easter eggs here to be found. Go find them. And there's a shitload. Honestly, it's like Ready Player One Gunters are scrolling through this shit a frame at a time trying to find all the secrets. And I'm glad they're doing it so I don't have to. But I love the depth and the care that they're taking. And we didn't even expect, by the way, to talk about WandaVision tonight. We're talking a lot about it. And I-100 saying Falcon and Winter Soldier could be really exciting. And we're all fucking juiced for that one. But it's been a really cool experience. Mandalorian and WandaVision, but especially WandaVision going on now has been a really fun thing to be keeping track of.
Yeah. Again, I mean, what this ends, then we have maybe a week or two break, and then Falcon Winter Soldier kicks up, and that one, if they keep not necessarily the formula, but like if it follows that kind of spy world traveling espionage thriller that they're setting out for, but also does drop these little hints. They have got people hooked for life, like Loki, She-Hulk, like
they've got us like this.
It's they have a machine, and it's literally just printing money.
As long as they do a little bit of this too, give a little bit of that's
Just a little
fine.
tickle.
Yeah. That's what every other tease is. Every time they do a little Easter egg, just.
That's a gag. That's not going to make any sense on the podcast, but I'm glad we have it here.
I'm curious. I mean, we're not too like comic wise, we're not ingrained in that. But who is kind of one villain, side character, main character that you would really hope to show up in the next 5 to 10 years? I mean, honestly, it's going to be everyone. But who's like your favorite? Like, I need to see this character.
I think that. I think Doctor Doom could be really cool. Whenever they bring him in, they're gonna, But Doctor Doom is in the comics like a huge villain who takes down a lot of big people, and I think that's a big villain that I could even see them in the first Fantastic Four movie, not even having Doctor Doom as the villain, and then introduce him as the overall big bad, and that's where the Fantastic Four gets some help from some people and stuff like that. Because he's I could see him being like the next Thanos type guy, you know. So Doctor Doom I think will be a big one.
That's a really good one. I really don't have. I'm not missing much right now. I'm
Galactus
really intrigued.
is another one.
Yeah, Galactus is cool. The thing I don't like about Galactus is he's so big, and it just I don't like the idea that we just keep needing bigger stakes, and that's why you need Galactus. But I'm really intrigued to see what they do with Black Panther next. I think that's the thing I'm most excited to see. And I don't know that, I don't know what character is going to get introduced or whatever, but I'm really not deep in the comics at all. So there's not a lot of comics I'm wanting for, but Doctor Doom, I think would be a really fucking good one. NPA is mentioning Miles Morales. That would probably be the one thing that they still have left that would just fully fucking get me cranked would be.
There's no way he's not in the third Spider-Man movie with all the fucking people they're going to put in there. There's no way he's not in that.
If anything, he is hinted at, or I think they will show him. But then they're like, you're not maybe going to get a movie for a while. He's hot. He's hot right now, comic-wise, the Spider-Verse, the video game. Everyone wants that character, so he will probably show up. Seth, I'm glad you brought up Doctor Doom because, Galactus, Doctor Doom, I think you have to go Doctor Doom because, again, he's huge. Give him, 12 years of being a villain, essentially, like Thanos or whatnot. Galactus, I think, is just too much of the same right now. Because with Doom, man, you could do a lot of crazy stuff. And I mean, people,
and it's Earth-based, and it's human.
Yep.
That's the thing.
And people have even been, again, this is all theories. If we accidentally say a spoiler for WandaVision, we didn't know.
Yeah.
But people are even saying that Ultron can come back because the villains we have seen in the core Avengers movies were given kind of more. And Ultron was given about 30 minutes. He's somewhere in this world. So who knows? He might pop back up.
Also, I don't want to say too much because that would be spoiler territory for people who haven't seen it. But what if, just in this whole scenario, we get one more look at Thanos, but Scarlet Witch takes him down as like a revenge fantasy or something like that? So we get a little bit of Thanos in there.
Like a different reality almost?
Yeah, just her kind of like in this world that she's, that's existing.
Dude, what if he pops up? What if he somehow pops up?
I think we got to stop. I think that's where we have to stop.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly where we stop on WandaVision and just everything in the MCU. Again, we didn't intend to talk MCU, but, Mr. I-100 is pointing out Moon Knight is out there. NPA is talking about Venom is out there. There's a lot of Marvel stuff yet to come.
Oh, man. Ugh. We're just getting started.
There's a lot. If you love MCU, there is no shortage of shit coming up, but there is a shortage of time that we have on this podcast, and we are way behind. So let's move it forward here. That's going to do it for What Did You Think? We did a spoiler warning for Mortal Kombat, and we said skip to the end of Zac Efron here, and they're going to miss a third of the podcast. But that's the end of What Did You Think?
What do you think?
The problem with getting the live show out on time is that I get drunk during the show and I have a hard time managing time when I get a little drunk. So we're going to get into a very, very quick edition of What Did You Watch?
What? What did you watch?
Okay, so we're going to have to be pretty quick on all of these. In fact, I'm going to skip a couple things that we've already reviewed on the show. So we've got a few movies and TV shows to talk about. Seth, why don't we start with you? You saw a couple of network TV pilots this last week, and it sounded like you were pretty excited about at least one of them.
Yeah, I'll be pretty quick on these. So Young Rock and Keenan both premiered on, I almost said SNL this week, on NBC this week. Young Rock is essentially, it's a show about young Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, his childhood, his teenage, and then his college life, and kind of goes over stories, obviously exaggerated stories from that time. And with him growing up around the world of wrestling, you got some old wrestling characters. They have an person who acts as Andre the Giant. There's an Iron Sheik, which is why I wanted to bring that up, of course. Got a Sheiky baby. They say Sheiky baby in the show.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Yes.
You got, there's a couple other old school wrestlers. I know there's going to be a Vince McMahon in there as well. And then you have some, at the time, college players from the University of Miami, but where The Rock went to school and played football. But there is actually, they kind of name drop and have some actors play some of his teammates and NFL players and stuff too. So pretty fun. I enjoyed it. It's funny. It's meant to play more kind of, it's based in a real world, but it's a little bit more, funny, like comedic, and it's more fantasized. So, and because the basic story is The Rock's retelling his old stories as he's running for president in 2032, and Randall Park is interviewing him, and so. Obviously it's a little, it's very comedic, but I enjoyed it a lot, and it's like at 90% Rotten Tomatoes, so people are liking it. I would say check it out if you're a fan of The Rock or wrestling. So, the other one is Keenan. I don't know how this one's doing. This is basically, though, it's Kenan Thompson. He stars in this. He is in this world. He's a morning talk show host. And he's recently lost his wife, so he's raising two kids. Don Johnson is his father-in-law, for the wife who died. And then Chris Redd is his brother. And so the cast actually is kind of what got me into this, because I like Keenan. I want to see him keep going. Obviously, we've been watching him since, we were kids. So it's this is we watch a sitcom called Keenan and Kel, and now there's one just called Keenan. I'm really hoping Kel shows up at some point, and he has to, I think.
There's no way he doesn't. Yeah.
Like maybe as his best friend who shows up or something. I think that'd be really cool. But I think it's an interesting premise, and it just in that I thought it was going to be more just like, oh, this is Keenan's life, and it's really more of like, here's a guy trying to get over the death of his wife. He hasn't gotten over it yet. It's been a year. It's affecting his career, but it's also funny. Both of these shows are single camera sitcoms without laugh tracks or anything like that. So, you know, there's jokes and things like that, but you're not getting the laugh track, so you're not like forced to laugh at it. You can tell though, especially in Keenan's, but I think probably Young Rock too, they had some COVID restrictions filming, and so like there are people sitting together, but you can tell they try and like spread out other people as much as possible. So still even now, that's going to be a little distracting for a while watching some of these shows, like sitcoms especially. But I would say check both out if you're a fan of Keenan, a little comedy. Check that out. If you're a fan of The Rock or wrestling, definitely check that out. So a couple good NBC sitcoms starting up in the midst of this pandemic.
I like it, man.
I'm curious about this Keenan one. Is there any inkling of like his true life kind of like parallels there, or is this just? I
think so.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know if he has kids or not. He might have kids, but
Widower, I don't think.
Yeah. So, and it's cool to see Chris Redd. I mean, we met him. Cody and I met him once, and he was like, anything he does now, I'm going to be totally supportive of because he was just the nicest dude.
Huge fan.
Yeah, he was just such a good dude and sat and talked to us for a bit and took some pictures and was just super appreciative. So cool to see guys like that succeed. And I saw a picture of him on Twitter. Him and Keenan right now are flying back and forth to do like SNL on the weekends and then film Keenan in LA.
That sounds exhausting.
So, and they're taking private planes every week. So Chris Redd is living like this crazy life that he's never had before. And he's just so appreciative of Keenan and all that stuff too. So good to see good people, get a primetime show like that. So
it's fucking awesome. Yeah, we'll be rooting for Keenan and for Young Rock. Sounds like some easy to digest comedy, which is always a favorite for myself.
Yeah, both half hour.
Let's see. We've got a couple movies here. Let's go to actually, Seth, why don't we stay with you? You caught a nice little rom-com with a twist over on, I think it was Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Remind me of the name because it's so long I can't remember it.
Is The Map of Tiny Perfect Things.
There we go. So yeah, this one, like I said, it's Amazon Prime, about an hour and a half movie. It's kind of like a rom-com, but built in the world of like a Groundhog's Day. It stars Catherine Newton. She was in Freaky, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. She's been in a couple other things. I can't remember I was going to look up the male lead, but I can't remember it up. Someone, if they can, look it up for me. But yeah, like I said, Groundhog's Day, which has been done a lot lately. And I think if this would have come out 5 years ago, this would have been like an even probably bigger thing, at least more like attractive thing, almost like the Happy Death Day. But I think that this one, essentially the overall story, both Catherine Newton and the male lead in this are in a Groundhog's Day. So everyone else isn't. These two are, and they find each other. They recognize they're both in this and reliving the same day. And instead of trying to necessarily figure out how to get out of it, they're going through and finding all of the quote-unquote perfect moments. So like, for example, a tennis ball hitting perfectly off of like a pole and hitting someone in the head. And so then they draw a map of it. And like, that's something that can only happen once. Yeah, I saw that. Kyle says Tiny Perfect Things is the name of Cody's sex tape. I agree.
That's a good one, bro. That's a good one. Yeah.
But it's definitely, the male lead in this is trying to go after Catherine Newton. Like, he wants to date her because he's basically been trying to date people. He's been living this for a while and he's been trying to date people and not successful. And so Catherine Newton is finally someone he can relate to and all that stuff, wants to date her. She doesn't want to. There's kind of a story involved in there, and why not? I enjoyed this, though. It's a nice little movie. It's funny. It's got a nice story, and I like their relationship in it. So I'd say check this one out on Amazon Prime if you have some time. Doesn't cost a dime.
Ooh, that rhymed.
Kyle Allen is the male lead.
Okay.
His character's name is Mark. So
I like
check
him.
that one out on Amazon Prime if you got the time and the dime. DJ Ass Tuba dropping the sick rhymes there.
Oh yeah.
I'll talk quickly about Judas and the Black Messiah. So we all saw this. This is on HBO Max. So this was released in theaters and HBO Max last weekend. So this is the story of Fred Hampton and the Black Panthers and Tim or Jim O'Neill. I can't remember his name. But there is a FBI informant who infiltrates the Black Panthers, and he's played by Lakeith Stanfield. And so it's kind of about getting to know Fred Hampton, who's played by Daniel Kaluuya, brilliantly, I would say. And Lakeith Stanfield's sort of mole character and the struggle he goes through while he's informing the FBI while still trying to support the Black Panthers. So it's an interesting movie. There's a lot of moral ambiguity, I would say, in here because of the nature of the structure of it. I think the highlight here is all the acting in this is insanely fucking good. I think that was the thing that stood out to me. It's an important story that doesn't get told often, and it gets treated really well with a lot of respect. I did some reading after this, and it looks like they treated everything pretty factually. They didn't stretch a lot. But Lakeith Stanfield, Daniel Kaluuya, Jesse Plemons is excellent in this. Martin Sheen shows up as J. Edgar Hoover. Excellent acting across the board, proper plot. This is an excellent, this is Black homework, I guess, is that. And it's Black History Month. So I hope you got some white guilt out there because you're going to want to go watch this movie. Here's a story that you've never heard before, done incredibly well by really talented actors, nicely structured. It's just about 2 hours, so it's not too long. Just fucking choice. Like, that was it. It's just exactly what I thought it was going to be when I saw that it was coming out.
Yeah, Cody, the one scene that stood out to me the most was where Fred Hampton is coming out to do his speech in the church, but it's like a prize fight. The way they shoot it of behind him and coming out in the crowd, and then him I am oh god,
a revolutionary.
Yes, there we go. And I was like, God damn, this is so good.
I was standing in my living room a couple of times. Fred Hampton in real life and in this movie is so charismatic that he gets you on board, and you'll feel that. Daniel Kaluuya is fucking excellent. And he's a Brit. That's the thing that always blows me away.
Yeah.
He's a Brit playing African Americans, and he does an excellent job every fucking time.
And he has, I heard an interview, actually it's a pretty interesting interview, where he talks about how, essentially that people ask him all the time about race and like, how do we solve it? And it's always typically white reporters asking him, and he's like, I don't need to solve anything, right? It's like, you're the ones who are asking and trying to figure it out. You should probably look into that. We've done enough answering questions, but he has such a heavy accent, and when he's doing these American characters with these accents, like he's such a good actor.
That's crazy. I mean, we've done accents as jokes every now and then, and
maybe
can go 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Same as in the bedroom, but this guy's going full length movies.
Yeah.
Same as in the bedroom.
Yes.
It's insane. He's awesome. Lakeith Stanfield is also awesome. Daniel Kaluuya pretty much takes the screen here, but Lakeith Stanfield, I would say an underappreciated but excellent performance. And it's just an excellent movie. Like it's one of those movies I don't feel like I should have to sell to you. Yeah. It's just a really excellent movie, and it stands up to the expectation that you would expect when you see who's in it and who made it. And it's on HBO Max right now. Get out there. You got to check this one out. Judas and the Black Messiah. I know we're at our scheduled time right now, folks. We're going to keep going for just a little bit. If you can hang out, great. But we really appreciate you guys joining us for as much time as you have. We've got 2 movies to cover really quickly. Then we'll get into one more thing and get you out of here. So we'll be here for a few more minutes. Again, stick around if you can. But thank you to those of you who might be taking off for the next thing. We appreciate you guys joining us. Let's get into Seth. I want to let you set this up because you found this first and you have pushed it out. I haven't seen it yet, but you put Jared onto it, and it sounds like it's a pretty fun one.
I don't know. Honestly, I think Jared was I enjoyed it, but I think, and I actually really enjoyed it, but I think Jared has been the one who's really taken to it. And
Loved it.
He was talking about it with me. It's called Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar. Oh my Bob.
Oh my Bob.
Jared,
Movies.
why don't you go ahead and describe it, Jared? I think you wax poetic.
I think, Cody, you agree. I agree. Basically, anytime you come to us with a movie now, we have to watch it. That's basically my mentality, because it's all over the board. Small indie, blockbuster, hidden gem, weird comedy, and every single time it's great. And this one was, I'm glad I only saw the first teaser trailer. I knew nothing about this movie. I knew Kristen Wiig was in it, and that was it. And this is such a weird mixture. What I did is explained it as, because I did a TikTok kind of a quick review. I explained this as Step Brothers meets Austin Powers meets a Mel Brooks comedy with a rom-com and a musical somehow shoved into this movie. This is the most bananas mixture of movies and comedy that fits my sensibility. Obscure random humor and being very on the nose, or having one of the best jokes ever but not stewing on it, just steamrolling through it, and then 5 minutes later oh my god, that was hilarious. That is this whole movie. And also Kristen Wiig, basically, okay, it's these two friends. They're middle-aged, 40s, maybe early 40s. And they go on vacation. That's basically it. They lose their jobs. They go on vacation. They're trying to find a better life. There's a lot of stuff happening in the background for sure that I am not going to say, because that is the allure of this film.
If you're going to watch it, don't watch any trailers before. Don't look anything up, because literally 5 minutes in.
Not even 10 seconds. No, not 10 seconds.
But it just completely flips, and you don't know what movie you're watching necessarily.
Oh yeah,
and that's before Barb and Star even get on the screen, really.
What Seth is saying, I paused the movie and backed out of Amazon because I thought I clicked the wrong movie. But it's the best weird, what am I watching? Just the Kristen Wiig character and the other character of, oh god, what Annie
Momolo.
Yeah, there we go.
She co-wrote Bridesmaids with her.
Yes. You can see that there's scenes that they probably filmed 12 to 15 times doing differently, and they picked the best take.
Yeah.
And those are almost the best parts of just them going back and forth really quickly, but not stopping on a joke. Just steamrolling through them. But that's the funny part of it.
Yeah, it's just it's an hour and a half long, really weird SNL sketch.
Yes, 100%, yes.
But it somehow turns out to be a really fun and hilarious movie. It doesn't get old. So
because the sketch, like you're saying, it's one long sketch, but they chunk it into different genres of sketches.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like this. It's starting to sound like Kristen Wiig and her friend did an entire episode of SNL doing whatever the fuck they want with a very loose thread connecting everything through.
Mm-hmm.
I love the sound of that.
There's so many things too that once you notice it, it makes it better. For example, Jamie Dornan's accent. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. It was, oh god, it's so weird. It was that is a movie that will probably be in my top 10 favorites. Maybe not best favorite of the year though.
Yeah.
I see that Vanessa Bayer is in this.
Yeah,
and I hope she has a good. I love Vanessa Bayer.
We can probably say that
favorite.
without that won't spoil anything. They play. There's a group of 4 people. Vanessa Bayer is one of them. Comedian Fortune Feimster is one of them. There's a couple other people, and then Barb and Star. They're like this. They're like the 40-year-old group of housewives who drink wine and dish on stuff. And Vanessa Bayer is like the very strict and very kind of almost bitchy housewife, and so she's like kind of like the straight man to those two, but also dumb, So
Nice.
she's great. She plays an SNL character. You've seen her play that character in SNL, but she's really great at it.
I love
Yeah,
this.
this is one that. Go ahead, Cody.
I was gonna start rapping. I was gonna say I can't wait to fucking watch this. I was hoping to have watched it before this show, but time did not permit. But I am very excited to check this out. So this is a paid rental currently. It's a couple bucks cheaper on Amazon Prime. So if you're gonna pay to rent it, do it there. Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar. Jared, I'll let you have the last point on this movie.
Oh, I was just going to say, I want more people to watch this. This one, unfortunately, maybe it's just the way my POV is of
And it's a
maybe
$20
this one
rental,
falling through the
too.
cracks right now. I want a lot of people to watch it because this is a weird, again, like you said, hour and a half sketch, but it lands for me. And again, I was perfect mindset for it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Definitely have a
I
drink
can't
or
wait
some
to check that out.
recreationals for that one.
Yes.
There you go.
Highly
Yeah.
recommended.
Lindsay's asleep probably, but if you're still awake, Linz, and you're still got your recreationals, check out Barb and Star. You're gonna like that one. Kyle points out we're in SoCo overtime, which feels good. Kyle's also taken Seth in the bet in the contest against the jug of water. How you doing there, Seth? You gonna cover the 3-point spread?
I don't think so. Yeah, it's
No.
about there's still about a little under half left. That's like a half gallon
Sorry,
of water.
Kyle.
So
I think you're gonna lose a little bit of money, Kyle. But at least you named my sex tape though. Tiny Perfect Things. Sounds pretty accurate. That's a good one. All right, Jared, why don't you set us up for next week? So you caught an early preview.
It's coming right for us!
Of a Netflix movie coming out that I think all of us are intrigued in. We're pretty excited about this one. So why don't you set this up and we'll come back and review it next week when we've all seen it.
Yeah, so this one is, I actually watched it last night. The review will pop off probably a couple hours after this podcast goes, or we cut the live stream. It is a Netflix movie coming out tomorrow, Friday, called I Care a Lot. Rosamund Pike is the lead. She is wonderful. Essentially, this follows this woman who runs a business and is a guardian for older people, but takes advantage of them. Kind of, once you put someone into an assisted living and whatnot, they lose a lot of rights or privileges and access to money and whatnot. And she is supposed to be, in the best interest of them, but is doing these very sketchy things. That premise runs into someone that she thinks she knows what she's getting into and then finds out it's a lot more than she can handle, and it sets them on a weird, interesting journey. Basically, I describe this movie as Gone Girl meets Burn After Reading with a hint of Promising Young Woman. So if any of that jumps out at you, this movie, this is a really good movie. So I will leave you at that. We'll talk about it probably more next week.
You sold it to me with Burn After Reading because I never hear that movie referenced. Very excited for this. Rosamund Pike cannot be trusted. That's the thing that it sounds like everyone is going to take away from this one.
Mm-hmm.
Man. All right, so we had Young Rock and Keenan, our episodic TV coming out right now that you can check out. The Map of Tiny Perfect Things is available on Amazon. Judas and the Black Messiah is available on HBO Max right now. And Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar is a paid rental. Check that out on Amazon Prime to save a couple bucks. Next week, we'll be back to review Rosamund Pike in Netflix's I Care a Lot. And that is going to do it for this week's What Did You Watch?
What did you watch?
All right, folks. Well, we are just about through with SoCo overtime here. So let's get into one more thing.
But I'm down to one more thing.
So I'm gonna change the mood a touch and say, I'm gonna humble brag a second, and then there's gonna be a lesson. So I got a big annual award at work this last week, and it moved me in a way that I did not expect. And here's the reason why. I think that I did not take a second to look back and appreciate how difficult 2020 was. And when I got this award at work for my performance in 2020, I was reminded of how hard it was to just do normal life in 2020. And so to do work or, Seth and I to go to the office every day and continue to operate, for Jared to be, crushing it on TikTok and continuing to do his YouTube thing. And for all of you out there who are still going to your jobs and doing whatever it is you like doing, I would very much encourage you to take a second at any point and give some thought to how hard last year was, and just give yourself a pat on the back and appreciate how hard you worked. Because that when I got a chance to do that was incredibly emotional, incredibly cathartic. I would just encourage folks, take a second and give yourself a pat on the back for whatever it is you did last year, because it was fucking hard and you deserve a pat on the back. That is my one more thing.
I'm gonna go ahead and give a pat on the intestines for the 5 or 6 multiple pound bags of cheese balls that I consumed over 2020. Good job, Colin.
Yeah.
I never had a tough time getting those out, so good job.
Oh no. Cody, you just saying that right now, wow, I almost started tearing up a little bit because I don't know, I'll be a little transparent. I lose my shit every now and then. But Jill, my sister, I will just my one more thing, I'll give a shout out. She has been scheduling weekly meetings to basically be a therapist for me, but also to talk about goals and, hey, write down the few things that you did last year. And again, I'm glad you brought this up, Cody, but like I went through a list of like, all the weird things that I had accomplished or completed. And I too got emotional on that call because I was like, it doesn't look like you're going anywhere. It feels like you're spinning your wheels. But when you do break it down of like, I got approved as press, I got X amount of subscribers, I got this many followers, like, it's, if you want something, just keep going at it. I know that life is fucking hard right now, especially people that are living in Texas. Who knows what next week is going to have. But award yourself, or, that, like Cody said, the pat in the back for those little things. So thank you, Jill, and also thank you, Cody, for making me probably going to cry after this.
Also,
big shouts out to Jill Buck.
If you're patting your back and it's making a sound, you need to get something checked out, I think.
You gotta go to a chiropractor.
Yeah. You mentioned Texas, though, and I wanted to give, not that anyone, around this will hear it, but I wanted to give a little shout out to Willie Ray's Barbecue here in Cedar Rapids. He's going down tomorrow to Texas, taking a couple smokers and a bunch of supplies and things, and going down to Texas for a week or so and just cooking a bunch of free food like he did during the derecho. He was a huge help during the derecho. He literally, which for people who don't remember, that's that storm that basically hurricane that came through Cedar Rapids and knocked power out for a few weeks. And he just went around the city. Like he has a restaurant and stuff, but then he went around the city, went to neighborhoods that were the most affected, and said, hey, if you have meat that's going to expire, come cook it. I'll cook it for free. Just bring it over. I'll give you my food for free. He just gave out hundreds and thousands of meals to people during that time. He's going to go do the same thing for a week or so down in Texas and bring down. There's already a Facebook page about people giving supplies. So as much as I hate Iowa and living here, especially right now with all the dumbass laws they're passing, there are a lot of good people here who do want to help, and especially here in Cedar Rapids, who, seeing a lot of people come together this year and now again repaying the favor and some supplies, and then Willie going down there to make that barbecue. So shout out to him. He won like $20,000 from Discover Card too for a contest. So he's getting repaid obviously, and he's going to have a home here in Cedar Rapids forever. And I think he's opened up a second shop too. So a lot of great things for him, but cool to see him continue to give back. And Jill and Nolan, if he makes it down your way, definitely have some Willie Ray's Barbecue. It'll be free, obviously, but it's good. I've purchased it before, and it's pretty delicious barbecue. So hopefully he makes it down your guys' way, and you can enjoy a little. I think he said he might be going to Austin. So
that's really nice that not only is people that are located in Austin, in Texas at all, but like this guy is making a trip down there. That is phenomenal. He's
driving. Yeah, he has some people to haul smokers, and so there'll be like a little convoy going down there from Iowa, including some delicious ass barbecue, and he's feeding all the helpers and everything. I'm like, I would almost do that for a week of free delicious ass barbecue if I didn't have it. Like, if I could take that time off and everything, fuck, that would be almost worth it just to eat a week of his delicious ass food. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Big shouts out to Willie Ray, and for all those folks down in Texas, NPA, Jill, Mr. I-100, we're thinking about you guys. We hope you guys have good luck this next week and get everything back on, and just know that we're thinking about you. And for everyone else, especially if you've had a challenging 2020, even if you do have power, give yourself a pat on the back and take a second to appreciate the work that you've done lately. And that a shockingly emotional one more thing.
Yeah.
But I'm down to one more thing.
That's gonna do it for episode 183 of the SoCo Show. Can't say how much we appreciate those of you who joined us tonight in the comments. So much fun doing this. We love it every month. We will be back next month right here on the J-Buck Studios YouTube channel. We don't have the date nailed down yet, so that is to be announced, but we will be back in a few weeks for our March show. Jared, we're here on the J-Buck Studios channel. Hopefully everyone here has subscribed and liked this video. For those that have, what can they look forward to here on YouTube? And then also take a second to shout people out to your TikTok so they can head over there as well.
Yeah. WandaVision every Friday right now. I will be staying up. I'm going to go make coffee right after this, so they will be fresh and early in the morning for you to watch if you want to watch them. Sundance reviews, those are going to be trickling out still, and by the time I get those done, South by Southwest will kick up. They've already been sending me emails, which is crazy, but definitely go follow me on TikTok. I'm doing some cool stuff over there. The iFunny app showed one of my videos. 3 Days Grace showed one of my videos. I have no idea what's happening. People are finding my videos. I have a video that's 5 days old and almost has another 1 million views.
Jesus.
I don't know. So I actually, it's this weird outlet of putting smaller content of movies and comedy and stupid stuff, and I love it. So if you haven't, go follow me over there, because I'm putting a lot of content over there. YouTube is still my home, but I'm putting a lot of content on TikTok. So please go do that.
Yeah. Make sure you guys get over there. Get on the ground floor of the J-Buck Studios before he hits 100K. Nothing matters. Nothing happens, but get it on the ground floor.
Yeah.
YouTube's your home, but TikTok is your high-rise apartment in New York City.
Yeah.
That's goddamn right. Oh, man. That is J-Buck Studios on YouTube and on TikTok. Make sure you guys go follow that. There's some great shit out there coming out every day with new content. So make sure you guys go check that out and support JB on both of those platforms. We appreciate y'all, especially our anchor wankers out there, for keeping the SoCo Show going. We love doing this with you guys. Big shouts out to our sponsors also for supporting the show. If you are a listener, make sure you guys check out the description box. See if you can hit those links. See if you can use our sponsors in any way. We'd really appreciate that, and I know they would too. But again, just want to say, we really appreciate all you guys spending this time with us, whether it's on the audio version or the video version. Having you guys here in the comments, we've had just a blast. We'll see you in a few weeks for our next live show. But of course, we'll be back with 184 next week, our audio only. Special treat next week. We're going to have an interview on the show with Dub H alum and longtime friend of all of ours, Travis, who is a professional wrestler. And so we're going to have an awesome interview with him. We're really looking forward to talking with Travis. So make sure you guys check that one out next week. It's going to be a whole shitload of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So again, thank you guys for joining us.
If you're not, Seth? As I say, if you're not a fan of wrestling, you might be a little confused about some of the stuff, because it's probably going to be 2 hours of wrestling talk, but it's going to be a great story along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Travis is one of those guys that is an example, much like I would say Jared in this case too, to go out there and decide you want to do some shit and then just go do it. And I think we'll talk about a lot of that, even in addition to wrestling. So even if you're not a wrestling fan, I think you'll see some value there. But especially if you're into pro wrestling, you're going to love this interview. Make sure you guys come on back next week and listen to us with Travis. But for now, that's going to wrap us up for episode 183 of the SoCo Show. Thank you guys so much for joining us. For the bro host, Jared Buckendahl, and the so host, Seth Ott, I've been the co-host, Cody Michael, and we will see you next week.
Bye.